All right, well, good morning. If you're just joining me, we're tracking severe weather right now um, across Oklahoma, Kansas, and even portions of Texas. Just as we're coming on right now, we actually just got another tornado warning issued. This one's going to be in Oklahoma, northern Oklahoma. This is going to be for Alfalfa and Woods counties.
Indicated tornado warning has
This is
been
going to be
issued.
for Alfalfa and Woods counties in Texas or Oklahoma. So let's go take a look at that right now because that's right now our most significant storm for the time being. So let me switch radar sites real quick because this is pretty close to the Vance Air Force Base radar site up in northern Oklahoma. So let me switch to that radar site real quick if it'll let me. So yeah, right now this is our most concerning storm, and I'll kind of give a little bit more of a broad overview here as soon as we talk about this tornado warning right now. Just went into effect, and this is getting ready to cross over into southern Kansas here soon, just across the border from Anthony, Kansas. So. Hopefully this will let me switch to the radar site here in just a second. I'm trying to do that. Let me go ahead and toggle this as well while we're waiting on that. So I don't know why the radar site is not selecting. It's some reason having issues. Maybe Vance is down or something right now. I'm not sure. 1 second. So I'm having some issues here. It's not wanting to switch radar sites, but there is a tornado warning again. This is going to go until 1:45 in the morning. So this was just issued a couple minutes ago. And if you're watching, feel free to jump in the chat, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. All right, so let me switch over to this, and just also while I'm waiting on this to load, just so everybody knows, this area in the green, this is a tornado watch, and that is going until, I believe, 6 this morning, 6 in the morning. So we still got a long way to go. Now we do also have a new severe thunderstorm warning as well south of Tulsa. This is going to be for McIntosh, Muskogee, and Okmulgee counties until 2 a.m. and that's going to be for 60-mile-an-hour winds and large hail, about 3/4 inch hail, a little bit bigger than 3/4 inch. Still having issues getting the radar to load. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if the Vance radar is down or what, but I'm having some issues getting that to load. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. So KTLX is loading. Sorry, I don't know why it's not switching radar sites when I click on it. I think it may be down. So what we're looking at right now is going to be this area. I'm just going to have to do it from a KTLX. I'm sorry, it's not letting me show you guys from the closer radar site. But let's take a look at the velocity real quick. So yeah, you can see... Oops. Sorry, clicked the wrong thing. Where's my pen tool? There we go. So you can see right there, there is your couplet right there, circled in white. It's going to be for that area, and this is going to be moving, let's see, I believe this is moving, I can't tell if this is moving actually east or if this is moving, sorry. Can't tell if this is actually moving more easterly or if this is moving more north. Let me double check this real quick. This is actually moving east at 55 miles an hour, so kind of close to this is right along the Kansas border. So this is not quite too moving towards Kansas. Eventually it will be, but also if it makes a little bit more of a right-hand turn, it's going to be moving a little bit more further into K County here in the next little while. and even into places potentially like Waukita here in the next little while as well. So if you're in the Waukita area north of Medford, just a heads up, you do have a tornado warning, possible developing a tornado right now. And again, that's going to be for this area right here that I'm circling in white. Possible tornado trying to develop right now. Moving off to the east at about 55 miles an hour. So this thing's moving. The storm is moving for sure. And again, if you're just watching right now, feel free to jump in the chat and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, so finally got this working a little bit. And so there's definitely some rotation still in this right now. It's a little bit more, looks a little bit more, sorry, losing my train of thought here, and I hit the wrong button. I was trying to flip back to reflectivity, but I accidentally refreshed it. So again, this is a tornado warning right now up along the Oklahoma and Kansas border. Oklahoma and Kansas border. This is going to be for, again, this is going to be for alfalfa in Woods counties right now. And eventually, again, this is going to be moving into places like K County, and I believe that's Noble County as well. So let's go back to reflectivity real quick. And there you go. There's a pretty well-defined hook in this line of storms right here. There's going to be your hook right there. So that's going to be your hook right there. Definitely pretty well defined, and that's exactly why we have the warning right now as well. It's just because of that hook, and you can see right there along the leading edge, it's going to be some rotation right there. That's kind of the concern right now, or more so, I would say anywhere along that area would be the most likely area where we could see a potential tornado. And just to double check, let's check and see if correlation coefficient shows any negative debris values. I don't necessarily see anything that lines up right now. We're going to be keeping an eye on that to make sure that nothing does happen. But again, really you can see it very well pronounced on radar right now. There's your hook right there. That's pretty well pronounced, and you're getting warm air. Excuse me, warm moist air into that part of the storm right there. So that's the case right there right now. Just want to back out real quick while we've got a minute here real quick. Again, nothing on the ground right now, nothing confirmed, but if you're to the south of Kiowa, Kansas, places like Burlington and Oklahoma, Amarillo, Bryson, Capron, or excuse me, not Bryson, Byron, along Highway 58, west of Highway 8 in Oklahoma. This is going to be, again, for alfalfa and Woods County. If you're in those areas, you need to be going to the lowest level, most center part of your home or building that you're in right now, and taking your tornado precautions right now. So tornado precautions right now. If you're near Burlington, Oklahoma, this is moving your way right now. Real quick, I just want to jump back out. This whole little complex of storms is also severe. It is warned right now. This actually has a destructive severe thunderstorm warning on this. It has a destructive tag for 1-inch hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds. So 80-mile-an-hour winds can do just as much damage as a EF1 tornado. So certainly stay away from windows and doors if you're under the severe thunderstorm warning right now. That includes places like Winoka, Tacoma, Alva, and Burlington again, where the tornado warning is ongoing right now, and shortly approaching places like Cherokee, Carmen, Helena, Jet, Clio Springs, Fairview, Ames, Lahoma, and eventually potentially even Enid. right now we do have on this storm, I just want to point this out right now, the southern part of the storm right now has a gust front along with it. And as long as the storm doesn't catch up with this gust front right now, the tornado threat is a little bit more low. So that is some good news with this storm. Again, that's the southern part of the storm, but the northern part of the storm right now, the gust front hasn't quite gone out ahead of it. So what the gust front is just some rain-cooled air that goes out ahead of the storm, and storms like warm, moist air out ahead of them. So as long as you have that cold air, the likelihood of anything in this area out ahead of the gust front forming a tornado genesis occurring with that, and again, that's this area that I'm showing you guys right here in white that I've circled. Anything behind that to the north of that is likely not going to produce a tornado. Still could get a severe thunderstorm out of that, absolutely. Large hail, damaging winds, absolutely possible, and even possibly some damaging winds with that gust front as well. But that's the biggest threat with the storm. Let's see if this new one, this one has a considerable tag on it for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Certainly could see 70-mile-an-hour winds potentially even out of that gust front, even before the storm gets there. So, again, if you're in places Lahoma, Enid, Cherokee, Carmen, Clio Springs, Helena, Jet, Nash, Pond Creek, Medford, Lamont, Billings, Garber, Covington, Wacomis, North Enid, Ames, Fairview. Severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm is approaching you, and right now it has potential for producing 80-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. And again, the new warning, it hasn't quite moved into the warned area yet. 70-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. So as these storms move east, they may lose a little bit of steam, but let's not bank on that because we've still got temperatures in the 70s, 72 over 65 right now in Enid, 73 over 68 degree dew point in east of Enid. So certainly could absolutely see some severe weather still. And look how a little bit more well pronounced this hook has gotten in the last few minutes. This is going to be right over Burlington right now, and I want to switch over to velocity real quick. And I mean, it's a little bit tighter than it was just a minute ago. So let me switch this over to storm relative velocity real quick and look at it and see. So storm relative velocity doesn't quite show it is tight, but this is 80-mile-an-hour winds, and I think that's probably more so what we're seeing right now here. This is probably also 80. If you're not getting a tornado right now in Burlington, you're getting 80-mile-an-hour winds more than likely. So I just want to point that out. But again, tornado warning is still going to continue for the next several minutes. Let's go back to storm relative velocity real quick and just look. So again, right now there's not like really anything crazy tight right there. Would be in that area. That's the area that we're looking for, any kind of really tight couplet. But nonetheless, even if you're not, again, getting a tornado right now, even if a tornado wasn't imminent right now, you still may be getting 70-mile-an-hour winds right now. And if I, let's see, if I take a sample of that, radar is estimating about 84 to possibly even 90-mile-an-hour wind with this. So again, no confirmation of a tornado right now. Don't have anything confirmed. Don't see anything confirmed. It still says radar indicated right now. But nonetheless, still a tornado warning on this storm right now. I'll also point this out too real quick. I don't think this is right. Definitely don't think 32 degrees is going on right now south of Alva. So that is that looks like a false thing. That cold front's not that strong. New severe thunderstorm warning just got issued as well. This has a destructive tag on it as well for 80-mile-an-hour wind and 1-inch hail for Alfalfa and Grant counties. This is going to include places again like and again, this will include places like Burlington, Cherokee, Jet, Nash, Pond Creek, Medford, and Waukeeta. And that's going to go until about 2:15 in the morning. So, again, even if they don't continue the tornado warning, which right now this does still look a little bit broad to me, Doesn't really look all that tight right now. Tornado's still possible as long as there's tornado warning on it right now. And given that there is still some rotation, although it is a little bit more broad for the time being. Again, just take a look at that hook. That is a nasty looking hook right there. Still certainly capable of producing a tornado. And again, that gust front there hasn't been a gust front from this part of the storm yet. So this storm is still capable of producing a tornado right now. The atmospheric dynamics are still there. Absolutely. There's still some, definitely a lot of shear tonight with this setup. And really the atmospheric dynamics are pretty impressive right now in this part of the state of Oklahoma. Real quick, I also just want to kind of jump around real quick before we go back to the storm. Severe thunderstorm warning right now near Perry and moving through Stillwater right now, headed toward Morrison and eventually Pawnee and places like Red Rock. This is moving into the Tulsa warning area, so that's kind of why it's such a weird shape right now. Keep looking back over here, trying to keep an eye and see if any new severe thunderstorm warnings get issued on that. But that's for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So possibly a little bit of hail back here south of Red Rock right now, and then another core east of Perry, getting ready to go into Morrison, and maybe even another area of hail to the north of Stillwater. So that'll be tracking off to looks like the northeast right now. And as far back into the Oklahoma City metro right now, it doesn't look like anything too crazy right now. Nothing severe. There were some tornado warnings back into there were some tornado warnings earlier back in the metro. Real quick, I just want to go back to this tornado warning real quick because has been observed. Apparently, they just put an observed tag on
New
this
information.
right now.
This tornado warning has been updated.
So let's go to CC. I'm not really seeing anything on CC right now on correlation coefficient. I don't see anything. Let me kind of lapse this back real quick. Give me just one sec. Play this back real quick. Yeah, I think I see within the last few frames, I think I do see a little bit of negative correlation coefficient right there. So that would be an indicator of a tornado potentially southeast of Burlington along Highway 8. Along Highway 8 and not sure what this other one is. Highway 11 and Highway 8. So close to that intersection, it looks like. Again, this is going to be southwest of Byron. So if you're in Byron, Amarillo right now, along Highway 58 in Oklahoma and northern Oklahoma, you need to be in your tornado. You need to be taking tornado precautions right now. Confirmed tornado right now. Don't know if it is still on the ground, but a tornado has been confirmed on the ground. Let me just look at the text real quick. This is near Driftwood. This tornado was going to be near Driftwood. Trying to find Driftwood on the map. I don't know if it's going to populate. But again, this is a confirmed tornado. Just want to make sure it doesn't say large tornado or anything like that. And it doesn't look like it's going to say anything like that, but it is a radar confirmed tornado, it looks like. So not spotter confirmed, but radar confirmed. It's going to be for that debris signature that it looks like could still be there, actually, kind of in this area right there. It's a little bit messy right now because we're getting a little bit close to the radar site, but definitely looks like there could still be some debris in there. Let me switch back over to base reflectivity. And yeah, so again, confirmed tornado. This is going to be near Burlington, Oklahoma. So places again like Byron, Amarillo. You need to be in your tornado shelter right now. Tornado safe space, lowest level, most center part of your home or building that you're in. And there is a new tornado warning. It looks like they're going to extend this tornado warning now off to the east. This is going to include now Alfalfa and Grant counties, and this is going to go until 2 in the morning. So about 30 minutes on this tornado warning right now. So they're going to be extending this off to the east. Actually, that looks like it's a new area of rotation to the south. This is going to be to the west of Nescatunga. So if you're in Nescatunga right now, wow, that is actually
A new
ramped up.
radar indicated tornado warning has been issued.
That is actually ramped up quite a bit in the last couple of minutes. Look at the hook on that right there. This is going to be moving right over the radar site. Near this is going to be near Great Salt Plains Lake, or excuse me, Great Salt Plains Park and Great Salt Lake. This is going to be moving eventually towards Nescatunga here within the next few minutes. So if you live between Nescatunga and Cherokee, lowest level, most central part of your home or the building that you're in, this is going to include places like Medford, Jefferson, Pond Creek, Nash, Highway 38, Highway 11, between really north of Cherokee and Medford. So right now it's just to the east of Highway 64, Highway 8 corridor, and moving to the east-southeast over the next few minutes. Let me just switch over real quick and see if I see... Don't know if I see... I can't really tell if I see any debris in there. Again, we're getting so close to the radar site, it really is kind of...
New information. This
hard
severe
to
destructive
tell
thunderstorm warning has
what the
been
storm's
issued.
doing, but so this one's not quite, doesn't look too crazy right now, but again, it's got a very rather impressive hook on it. So even if I'm not seeing it on the velocities right now, we're certainly seeing a very tight hook, a nicely formed hook. And again, you're getting your inflow into the storm, and that's, the inflow into the storm is essentially your fuel. That's warm, moist air, and again, there's plenty of it out here east of this storm. This is kind of right on the outflow boundary that I was. Oh, excuse me. Kind of right on the outflow boundary that I was mentioning just a few minutes ago, and again, sometimes these storms will start to suck in that outflow boundary and produce a tornado. And again, we could have a developing tornado east of Cherokee, Oklahoma. So if you're east, if you're in this red polygon, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. That's going to be your lowest level, most center part of your home or whatever building you're in. Again, you got a tornado warning until, let me double check that time, 2 in the morning, and this is moving east at 55 miles an hour. So coming up here on Medford, Pond Creek really quick. And eventually places like Blackwell and Lamont need to be keeping a heads up as well, keeping your eyes out. And in Waukita, because you may not be under the tornado warning right now in places like Waukita and Lamont and Blackwell, but you have two storms currently embedded in this line of storms, two supercells embedded in this line of storms that are capable of producing tornadoes. Both have rather impressive hooks on them right now. Again, this is in this line of storms, and I mean, you got a hook there and a hook here. Both of those are rather impressive. I mean, there's definitely a lot of rotation on the leading edge of this line. And again, the atmospheric dynamics are actually pretty impressive tonight. So we're just continuing to watch these storms right now. Switch back to correlation coefficient. This one you can see a little bit more clear in the hook. It doesn't look like right now we have much debris, and I just want to show you guys something right here. This area right here is going to be the Vance Air Force Base radar site. We're almost right on top of it, so if there was any debris being lifted from the lower levels of the storm, we would be seeing it right now, more than likely. I mean, there's your hook, and you'd be wanting to see some blues and greens, blues, greens, and yellows in here to be able to pick out a tornado. It looks like there could be some area of weak reflectivity, but nothing to tell me that there is for sure a tornado on the ground right now. I want to jog back up here to the north. I don't see anything within this radar image right now that looks all that concerning. It does look like this is kind of lunging a little bit more to the south now, though.
A new radar indicated tornado warning has been issued.
And we have another tornado warning that just got issued. This one's going to go until 2 a.m. as well. It looks like they're going to extend this one off to the east. This one to the north. And that's same speed moving east at 55 miles an hour. So right now, This is radar indicated currently. Both of these are radar indicated. But again, these are supercells embedded into this line of storms. Actually, this is a new area of rotation as well. So currently we have 3 tornado warnings. We've got 3 hooks right now. I thought they were extending that tornado warning, and it doesn't look like they were. This is a new area of rotation. So let's switch back over to relative SRV real quick. Looks like this area of rotation is going to be, just south of the radar site. Looks like it's going to be this area right here. So this is going to be southeast of Jet by 2 miles southeast of Jet, roughly 1 to 2 miles southeast of Jet, and it's nothing crazy just yet, but definitely enough to trigger the National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning with the storm. So this is going to be moving again places like towards Nash. Let's see if I can get some other cities in here. And eventually places like Kremlin. So Hillsdale as well, Nash, Jet. It's pretty much southeast of Jet, but if you live between Jet, Nash, Hillsdale, here in northern Oklahoma, in Alfalfa, Garfield, and Grant counties, you have a tornado warning. You're under a tornado warning until 2 in the morning, and you need to take your tornado precautions now. Lowest level, most centered part of the home or building that you're in. And if you have any friends, family that live inside of either of these 3 polygons here, again, this is going to be Grant and Alfalfa and Woods counties here and Garfield counties here in northern Oklahoma, just south of the Kansas border. Places like Burlington, Cherokee, Jet, Nash, Pond Creek, Medford, Wakita, and even Enid. Coming up on this is north of the Enid area. You need to be taking tornado precautions. If you know anybody who lives up there, give them a call. Let them know it's late in the morning, or it's early, very early in the morning, late at night here, and people are asleep right now. And they have 3 possible developing tornadoes, 3 areas of rotation right now, and it's hard to see this one. It's a little bit harder to see this one south of Nescatunga because it's going right over the radar site right now. But that is an impressive hook from what I can see. That's rather impressive right now. So if you know anybody in these 3 polygons here and you don't think they're awake right now and paying attention to warnings, give them a call. Let them know they're under a tornado warning right now. Because this is a very dangerous situation when you've got possible developing tornadoes at almost 2 in the morning and people are asleep right now. And hopefully the people under these warnings have a way to receive them tonight, because this was certainly a night
New information
where it was important to have a way to receive these warnings. So this one still has a hook southeast of Amarillo. There is a possibility that they do end up continuing this tornado warning towards a little bit more further east towards Wakita and possibly even places like Renfro. And just kind of looking at the radar, it looks like it's kind of took a little bit more of a jog to the southeast. So even places like Medford, you might be under 2 tornado warnings at the same time, and that would not just be from one storm. That's a possibility of 2 storms possibly moving through your area. So hopefully we'll get another radar update here, and they'll move a little bit further off the radar site here rather quickly so that we can actually see what's going on. It's really hard to see right now with it being right over the radar site. And again, even if you're not getting a tornado out of this storm, there's a possibility you could be getting some very strong winds. There could possibly be up to 80-mile-an-hour winds, and that's why the National Weather Service has also issued a severe thunderstorm warning with this for 70-mile-an-hour winds, possibly even 80-mile-an-hour gusts as well. This is a considerable and destructive storm as well. And 1 3/4 inch size hail. So that would be quarter size hail, but sorry, getting some funky stuff going on. So 1/4 inch hail, maybe even bigger out of this line of storms as it progresses off to the south and the east. This whole complex is severe right now. just going to go back to storm relative velocity real quick and take a look at this. So it looks like right now the rotation from this one would be a little bit closer to the south end of Nash. New tornado warning again. So it looks like that one may actually be the what I've been waiting on them to do is reissue that. So this one that was south of Nescatunga has now moved off the radar site. And these are almost kind of merging together, but it still has an impressive hook. This still has an impressive hook to the north of Nash. So if you live in Nash, you definitely need to be in your storm cellar, basement, or bathroom right now, because this is a pretty impressive hook. If you live north of Nash, or I would say even in Nash, just to be safe, storm cellar, shelter, or storm shelter, basement, or bathroom. Right now, I'm trying to get so there is still some rotation in there. This is going to be your area of rotation again, north of Nash right now. So lowest level, most center of your part of your home or business building that you're in, and preferably a storm shelter if you have one.
A new radar-indicated tornado warning has been issued.
So new tornado warning, and it's going to be, again, like I said, I was kind of waiting on. This looks like also another area of spin as well, but I think it's going to be more so that area that was warned up a little bit further to the north, and it's kind of just moved a little bit further south. It's really hard to see that inside that radar data because it just looks so messy going up on top of the radar site. But again, if you're not getting a tornado out of this, there's a real possibility that you may get some very strong winds out of this as well. I'd say right now the current area of rotation looks to be southeast of Nash with this one, and then possibly another area down here north of Nash, I believe would be where it's at. Yeah. Looks like my radar's just off by a little bit. So, again, your hooks would be about right there and about right here. So that's kind of with this one. And, again, we've got multiple tornado warnings stacked up here. We've currently got 4 just in this radar image alone. So, people in places like Nash, Waukeeta, Medford, Pond Creek, Jet, you're under tornado warning right now. And, again, places like Lamont, Garber, Billings, this is all headed your way, even Blackwell, within the next little bit. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning right now for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. So a little bit smaller than quarter-size hail. And that's going to be with the storms near Anthony, Harper, Argonia, and Wellington and Kansas. And even places like Caldwell and South Haven. But that's mostly for 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it's going to be kind of along this leading edge of this line of storms here as it progresses off to the east. Kind of a messy arrow that I drew there, but you kind of get the idea. Real quick, I just want to talk about some other storms right now because we do have some more severe thunderstorm warnings as well. They have not yet reissued the severe thunderstorm warning that had, I believe it was quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds near Pawnee. Still waiting on that. And then we do have a severe thunderstorm down here near the Muskogee area, getting ready to approach the Muskogee area, so moving off to the northeast. This one's going to be warned for a little bit less than 3/4 inch sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, so just on the edge of being severe right there. And then some really non-severe. This is all rain, maybe a little bit of lightning south of Stillwater, and also just another complex of non-severe currently storms to the west of the Oklahoma City metro. Back into Texas real quick near east of Pampa. Another severe storm warning. This has a destructive tag on it for 1 inch hail and 90-mile-an-hour winds. And this is going to be moving off to, it looks like also the east at 45 miles an hour. So this will be coming into western Oklahoma, Cheyenne here in the next little bit. Again, this has 90-mile-an-hour winds possible with it.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
90-mile-an-hour wind and 1-inch hail. So quarter-size hail. That's destructive wind right there. So if you know anybody there, that could be just as wrong. That could be just as dangerous as a tornado. Almost 100-mile-an-hour wind. That can cause some significant damage. Another severe thunderstorm warning, considerable tag on it. This has golf balls and 60-mile-an-hour wind. This is going to be the south of Guyman, Oklahoma, and west of Perryton. There's also some more severe stuff, some other severe storms down into Texas. Again, this has 1 inch size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds west of Plainview near Muleshoe and north of Lubbock. Baseball-sized hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds on that storm north of Lubbock. But again, we'll go back to those here in a little bit. If you know anybody near those storms, tell them to take precautions. It's going to be a bumpy ride the rest of the night. Large hail and damaging winds and even tornadoes are certainly possible. They did end up extending that warning that I was talking about just a few minutes ago that, this is the same storm that was kind of close to Stillwater a little bit ago. Quarter-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. But again, right now we've got multiple tornado warnings right now at the same time. And these all have hooks on them that are pretty well. This one I'd say is probably the most well-defined to the southeast of. This is where the rotation was near Jet earlier. This has a tornado warning, and I'd imagine they're going to extend them if they continue to look like this. I would imagine that they're going to extend this warning off to the east. And even another hook up here, and possibly even another one up here west of Medford. So, again, places like Pond Creek, Medford, Wakita, all under tornado warnings right now, and these are going to go until, I believe, 2 in the morning. I believe 2 in the morning is the warning time on these. So if you know anybody in these polygons right now, give them a call, let them know they're under a tornado warning, and these storms do mean business right now. They're very strong storms, and again, if you're not getting a tornado, there's a possibility you could get 80 to 90-mile-an-hour winds. Some areas could see a little bit less than that, 70 to 80-mile-an-hour winds. Possibility of some 90-mile-an-hour gusts, certainly possible with these storms, if not even a tornado. A lot of the time with these linear setups, we get tornadoes along the leading edge, like we're seeing here, and absolutely the atmospheric conditions are prime for the possibility of tornadoes overnight tonight. And we're seeing it right now. There's a possibility that we could get a tornado out of that. Still messy velocities on the radar for me right now, but absolutely possible. I mean, you can see in here there's multiple hooks that I've circled there. So really along this area, you can just see there's just so much shear. Everything wants to spin right now. Switch back to storm mode of velocity, and it's still a little bit messy in here, but I think that's where it's going to be. Maybe another area of rotation. It's really hard to pick it out right now. This is why I prefer to use GR Level X, because GR Level X has higher resolution data than this, and it just looks very messy on here. There's a lot of aliasing of the data.
A new destructive thunderstorm warning has been issued.
I think this is going to be our area of rotation right here. I think that's our area of rotation right there, so Let me see if... One second. Let me try something real quick.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Let's try this velocity table. See if that kind of cleans things up a little bit, because that does not look great. Well, something's going on there. I'll try this other velocity table. Yeah, it doesn't have any better effect. It's just as bad. I just don't like the resolution of the data. It's not great. But again, still several hooks on this leading edge. That's a pretty pronounced hook there. And then another one here north of Kremlin. So again, places like Pond Creek, even Jefferson down to Kremlin, and eventually places like Hunter and Lamont. Hunter and Lamont, you'll be under a tornado warning here likely in the next few minutes. But places like Pond Creek and Kremlin, this is knocking at your door right now. So if you're in Pond Creek or Kremlin area, Jefferson area, as this storm approaches, you need to be lowest level, most center part of the home or building that you're in, because a possible developing tornado right now. You got a possible developing tornado right now. Again, knocking at your door. Certainly some rotation in there. So right there, and let's see where. Right there. See where it is on velocity. Well, that doesn't help me too much. So we'll continue to watch this right now. None of these are confirmed for the time being. Let's check correlation coefficient. We do have another new tornado warning, and I think it's going to be an extension of one of these other ones potentially. Let's wait here in a second and see. This is going to be
a new radar indicated
near
tornado
Pond Creek. So yeah, it's going to
issued.
be this one right here that's being extended. It's going to be this one right here, and again, it's going to be for this hook right here. And yeah, there you can see. Now we have places like I was mentioning a minute ago. This hook's moving right toward Pond Creek right now. This is radar indicated tornado warning, moving east at 55 miles an hour. And this includes places like Pond Creek, Lamont, Jefferson, Hunter, Billings, and even the west sides of Tonkawa as well. And this is going to be moving down towards Highway 64 and Highway 412, even I-35. So if you know anybody traveling along I-35 right now between Blackwell and Perry, let them know to pull off right now and get out of the way of the storm. If either get past Blackwell to the north or get south of Highway 412 before this approaches, because it's moving pretty fast. So if you know anybody traveling along that stretch of I-35, let them know about the storm, and they need to pull off and seek shelter or get out of the way of it. One of the two. Let me look at Eufaula. I don't know what's going on in Eufaula right now. Hang on one second. I forget where Eufaula is. Eufaula, you're under a tornado watch until 6 a.m. as well. So it's a little bit hard to say right now what the storms are going to be doing when they get there. We do got to be on the lookout, though, for any storms that may form out ahead of this line. You still got a dew point temperature of 75 degrees and a dew point of 70. So that's enough to get things done in this environment that we have right now. So certainly keep an eye on it. Again, we're continuing to watch this leading edge of the storm as it moves into places like Pond Creek, and there's still a hook on it. We got multiple tornado warnings right now. We've got 4 tornado warnings. And we've had 4 for the last several minutes. Okay, now we're starting to get a better look. Radar's starting to look a little bit more. So yeah, they warned both areas of rotation. Let me check CC real quick and see if there's any. So I'm just trying to flip through real quick and look at this. Trying to check. None of these look to be confirmed tornado warnings right now, so that's good news.
New information. This severe destructive thunderstorm warning has been updated.
We have another destructive severe thunderstorm warning, though. Just got issued in Kansas. And also another new severe thunderstorm warning that includes Garfield, Kingfisher, Logan, Noble, and Payne counties till 2:45. That's going to be for the leading edge of this complex of storms. So it's going to include places like Enid and Guthrie, Covington, Wacomis, Perry, Marshall, Covington, and even down to Crescent and north of Guthrie. So places that got severe weather there last night, and it does. And we got, like I said, we got to keep an eye on this gust front here, because if the storm catches up and kind of wraps it back in, we could see an increased tornado potential. So we really need to watch this gust front here, because it's not too far out ahead of it. So if that starts to kind of get pulled back into that storm, Denton, I think you're good to go to bed. Just have a way to receive watches and warnings. I think it'll be, if these make it to Denton, I think it'll be later, much later in the morning. We do have another new tornado warning now. This one's going to be for Grant and K counties until 2:30.
A new radar-indicated tornado warning has been issued.
Again, this is going to be for Grant and K counties until 2:30. It's going to be for this northern part of the storm up here. Let's go back to velocity real quick and see. Yeah, there's your it's going to be your area of spin is going to be at here. It's moving east at 40. So a couple of different areas that would be potentially spinning. would be in there. And just look at the hook on that. That's a mean hook. We need to keep an eye on this and make sure that make sure that doesn't drop a little bit more. That could just be, and I think that's more than likely just a false or radar contamination. I think is what that is at this time. But if it continues to grow over the next couple of radar frames, then it could be potentially a debris signature. But like I said, I mean, that is in the same places where we have that donut hole right now, which would be right now along Highway 11, and this is going to be headed towards Medford right now. So if you live in Medford, heads up, you got a possible developing tornado just to your west by really a few miles. This is going to be about 4 miles west of Medford. So Medford, if you know anybody in Medford, you're in Medford. Heads up. Lowest level, most center part of your home or whatever building you're in. Take your tornado precautions now because you have a possible developing tornado. If you know anybody that lives in Medford, may not be awake right now, possibly asleep right now. It's 2 in the morning, so people are definitely asleep right now. If you have anybody that you care about that lives in that area, in near Medford, Oklahoma, north of Medford, even east of Medford, give them a heads up. Let them know there is a possible developing tornado right now, and they are under a tornado warning until 2:30 in the morning. Storm is moving east at 40 miles an hour, so it's moving a little. It's moving at a kind of a fast clip right now. Continue to watch these storms again. We've got currently 3 active tornado warnings right now in northern Oklahoma. I'll go back to velocity real quick and look at this. So it's again right now it's not too far away from Medford, almost right on top of Medford. So if you know anybody in Medford, give them a heads up, please. Let them know. If you don't think they're getting, hopefully everybody's getting their watches mornings right now. Hopefully they're getting the alert on their phone. I know some people turn their phones off at night. Tonight was definitely not a good night to do that. So hopefully they have a way to receive the warnings. Just want to move a little bit back further to the south. It looks like, let's see, is that, no. Looks like some of these have kind of weakened. I'm not seeing really all that much rotation, or they're starting to really embed themselves inside the rain. But really it looks like for the time being these areas of rotation have weakened somewhat. And I would be to me it doesn't look like right now the greatest threat's going to be up near the Medford area right now for anything. All these have really kind of at least tucked themselves inside the rain, and honestly it looks like maybe even starting to fall a little bit behind the gust front. So it looks like the gust front may be kind of choking these storms off to the south a little bit. Again, that's this area here that I'm doing my best to circle in white. It's going to be that area right there, and that's rain cooled air out ahead of the storm. Storms don't like that, and could even maybe be getting a little bit of the gust front up a little bit north as well. So hopefully we kind of continue to see that trend, because like I said, storms don't really like cold rain, cold air. They don't really like that too much, and that can cause them to weaken when they start to gust out. But again, there's your hook right there. really right over Medford right now. So hopefully people in Medford are taking shelter right now in places like Deer Creek along Highway 11 and eventually places like Blackwell. You're under a tornado warning right now until 2:30 in the morning. If you know anybody in Deer Creek that may not be listening, you don't think they may be paying attention right now, give them a heads up and let them know, hey, you're under a tornado warning until 2:30 in the morning. If you know anybody traveling along Highway 35, I-35 between Kansas border and Blackwell, give them a heads up. Let them know there is a tornado warning right now, and they need to get off the highway if they can and seek shelter, especially if they're in a semi truck tractor trailer right now. Because again, if you're not getting a tornado, even if you don't see a tornado in that area, you could absolutely see very strong winds. Possibly 80 to 70 mile an hour, or 70 to 80, maybe even a couple gusts to 90. Possibly even some gusts to 90, and 70 and 80 mile an hour winds can do just as much damage as a tornado, and flip tractor trailers and that sort of thing. So if you know anybody traveling in a tractor trailer along I-35 right now between Kansas border and Blackwell, Oklahoma, even further south, down to north of Perry, the Highway 412 corridor, let them know that this storm is headed their way. And they're under a tornado warning along I-35. There's going to be your area spin here, right there, east of Medford now. It's still somewhat broad, but it's moving toward Deer Creek, so we just got to continue to keep an eye on it. I don't believe that's on the ground right now. Let's look at correlation coefficient. See, there could be a little bit of debris actually mixed in south of Medford. We might be seeing a debris signature there. Let me back this up a couple of frames real quick. The velocity looked a little bit somewhat weak, but that could also just be contamination. Oh yeah, we might be seeing a little bit of a debris signature. It's hard to say because there's some other contamination in this as well, but there's a possibility of it. It's really hard to say because that could potentially be a debris signature right there, and then you see it move over here, and then it's there in the next frame. So it's kind of hard to say because, like I said, if you kind of lapse the radar just a little bit, you see it's got a little bit of contamination in it, in those streaks. That would be contamination of the data. So it's just really hard to say for sure where it's at right now. And now I'm having some issues with it. Because the velocity looked like it was right over Medford. But reflectivity's not even showing. Hang on. I gotta restart this. I'm not sure how long I'll be streaming for sure this morning, just because I do plan to get back on later this afternoon, possibly, and stream some more this afternoon. So I do want to be rested up for that. So right now we'll just kind of play it by ear, at least until tornado warnings are cleared. I'm not going to get off the air with tornado warnings right now. Okay, yeah, there we go. So let's go back. This is base velocity. Let's go back to storm relative velocity. And there is your area spin. Again, it looks a little bit more broad on velocity, but it looked like it might have been a little bit stronger right over Medford, even though it wasn't crazy strong. But again, we had what looked like it could have potentially been a weakening in an area of a weaker correlation coefficient. It's gone now, but we definitely could have had tornado possibly there west of Medford and maybe even south of Medford. Because again, this all in the last few radar frames before it, this would not have been debris. This would have been too big to be a debris signature. This would have just been that would have been just that would have most likely have been just a false return, if you will. So it is possible that something may have touched down, or it is also again just contamination. But again, it's really hard to say. I haven't been too impressed with the velocity, the quality of the velocity data with Radar Omega. So it doesn't seem to be as high resolution to me as GR level X. It's for whatever reason a little bit harder for me to pick out velocities with radar scope that it has been with GR level X. And I've used GR level X for 10 or 15 years. But only reason I'm using Radar Omega is because it will run the smoothest on my computer and not bog me down a whole lot. So you guys are seeing more of a less glitchy stream with this than you are anything else. I want to go back up into Kansas real quick. And just look and see what this all looks like. Again, it looks like mostly rain. Looks like mostly rain and some hail. Looks like 1-inch hail near Oxford, Kansas. So possibly some quarters in there right now, but I don't really see anything that looks too impressive in the line of rotation. I don't see anything incredibly just impressive. Maybe some rotation north of Caldwell, kind of close to this area. Could be some embedded rotation in there. Nothing really strong. I don't think anything that warrants a tornado warning right now. Looks like they've canceled the tornado warnings now for Oklahoma. I can actually go back and downgrade that from confirmed tornado because we don't have any confirmed tornado right now, and we also don't have any tornado warnings right now as well. So we're back down to just severe thunderstorm warnings right now, and we've got a whole lot of them. We've got about 13 active severe thunderstorm warnings right now across Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. It's going to be a long night. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings all up and down this whole complex of storms. It's just really grown upscale and kind of turned into a mess the last few hours. And those storms that I was showing you guys earlier, east of Tulsa or south of Tulsa, excuse me, they've now moved east of Tulsa, but they are no longer severe at this time. So that's some good news. Maybe some stronger storms. Aerial flooding is definitely possible. Localized flooding, rather, is definitely possible. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning right now for 60-mile-an-hour wind and 1-inch hail for Osage County in Oklahoma. Special weather statement. This is going to include Fayetteville. This is for gusts of 50 and penny-sized hail. And that's going to be with these storms east of Tulsa near Fayetteville and Tahlequah. Trying to get switched over to Oklahoma City radar real quick and just kind of show. They have put a tornado possible tag on that storm up in Grant and Kay County. So just a heads up, right now we don't have any active tornado warnings anywhere at all. But they do have a tornado possible tag with that storm and a considerable damage threat tag as well. And also noted is 70-mile-an-hour winds possible and 1 inch hail. And again, with the wind, even if you don't get a tornado, if there's no tornado warning, and all you get's wind, straight line wind damage can be just as significant as a tornado. Especially when you're talking about 70, 80, 90-mile-an-hour wind. That can absolutely cause just as much damage as a tornado. So right now, all's quiet in Oklahoma City Metro. Currently looking at 71/69. So again, this in Logan County, this one's not going to be true. There's no way there's 32 degrees right now at that site. We're not freezing right now in Oklahoma. But yeah, Guthrie Airport, METAR site is definitely wrong there. Sorry, I've been hungry and needed a snack. Just needed a quick snack there. Southern Trucker right now in northeast Oklahoma. Right now, it's just a lot of rain, and we'll just kind of have to play it by ear to see how much this rain out ahead of this complex of storms will affect northeastern Oklahoma. We'll just have to kind of see if that, reduces the threat or not. It could work over those areas. It could absolutely work over the atmosphere in those areas and reduce the possibility or reduce the severe thunderstorm. Sorry, what am I trying to say? It could reduce the... it could kind of just work over the atmosphere and make it harder for storms to be more severe. But it's also going to depend on how severe these storms are when they get into northeastern Oklahoma. So I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now trying to do multiple things. But as far as northeast Oklahoma goes, we'll just have to kind of play it by ear and just kind of, you're under a tornado watch until 6 in the morning. So it's either way, it's good to have a way to receive watches and warnings throughout the overnight hours. Again, tornado watch. Excuse me, might have said warning. Tornado watch until 6 in the morning. But again, we don't have any tornado warnings right now. It's all just severe thunderstorm warnings, really from the north of the Lubbock area right now, all the way up into southern Kansas near the Wichita area. The severe thunderstorm warnings in northeastern Oklahoma have all been allowed to expire right now. All this right now is just really rain and maybe some strong thunderstorms. A couple of special weather statements, again, down here to the northeast of Fort Smith, and another one kind of close to Fayetteville, Arkansas. But all this stuff out near Tahlequah that I'm circling here, really this is just rain and general garden variety showers and thunderstorms, maybe even a little bit of showers and thunderstorms up to the north of Tulsa as well. And like I said, we're just going to have to kind of play it by ear and just see how much of an impact all this rain's going to have out ahead of it. It could absolutely help to weaken the storms as they progress east, or or these storms, if they're, you know, going absolutely beast mode, could still have enough steam to be severe when they press into northeastern Oklahoma. It just really, like I said, just really depends. Just really depends on that. But we had nice skies of full sunshine today. So we got no tornado warnings right now. Yeah, like I said, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see what kind of effect that it's going to have. There's a new mesoscale discussion out, though. Take a look at it real quick. Maybe it'll let me look at it. I don't know. I don't know why it's not letting me click on that. So yeah, they're just highlighting that there's still an ongoing threat for a possible tornado spin up along the leading edge of this line, which for the most part, this line is really more bowed out than anything, but we just got to kind of continue to keep an eye out for any little areas, kind of like this little area here. Again, no tornado warning, but areas like this where it kind of tucks back in on itself, kind of starts to form a little bit of a hook there, and you kind of get a little bit of an inflow notch in there. And these storms will start to ramp up, and before you know it, you have a tornado. And linear tornadoes and these kind of lines of storms like this, they can really develop really fast, very quickly. Right now, the areas with the highest winds, I'd say, are right now going to be along the leading edge of this line of storms. If I can get my radar to switch to Vance, I could show you guys. If it'll load, give me just 1 second. So right now, I think right now you're leading this leading edge of is really going to be kind of west of Ponca City, kind of moving toward the Ponca City area. This is where that's probably 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, if I had to guess. Let me inspect this. It looks like 70, some 70s and some 80 mile an hour winds in there. So right now, moving toward the Ponca City area. So heads up if you're in Ponca City, Pawnee, Blackwell, really along the I-35 corridor, we're looking at a possibility of some 70, 80 mile an hour winds right there, north of between Billings and Blackwell. So there certainly could be some thunderstorm damage there, or severe winds, severe wind threat. There's absolutely a threat of this out ahead of the line. But I think really your most significant winds right now are going to be within this part of the storm where it's kind of bowed out. And then again, we're still continuing to watch a hook near Blackwell. Kind of just embedded in this line of storms. Don't really see much in the way of rotation right now with this, but certainly, again, we got to keep an eye on it, especially as it moves towards places like Ponca City, Newkirk, Caw City, Granola, Shiler, Burbank, Fairfax, areas like that. And again, this is moving relatively off to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. And this little area circled in red here, that's where I was talking about the mesoscale discussion was issued for. And it's just kind of talking about the possibility of some QLCS, which means linear, quasi-linear convective system tornadoes possible. Those would generally be on the weaker side, but nonetheless, it's still a tornado and can do damage. And especially if you're near places like mobile homes and trailer homes, RVs, campers, there's a lot of lakes and stuff up along this area. Could absolutely blow those over, and those can be dangerous, especially in strong winds, 70 of 80 miles an hour. Again, we're just kind of watching. We just got to watch like I said, we just got to watch the leading edge of this line. Again, still has a little bit of a hook on it right now, but nothing all too concerning as far as tornadic goes. But still a hook, and we could possibly see this thing ramp up at any time, like we have multiple times tonight seen it do. It'll be doing almost nothing. In fact, just as I was coming on the air, it was really doing nothing, and then all of a sudden, as I was getting on here, it just seemed to ramp up, and tornado warning was issued. And sure enough, we were jumping right into it. And if this is your first time joining us, make sure to go click the link at the bottom of the description of this live stream. Go check out my YouTube channel, Chase Tracks Weather. That's where eventually all these live streams are going to be. That's where eventually they're going to be at. Is going to be on that channel. As soon as I get enough subscribers on that channel to be able to start streaming, YouTube has a limit or a threshold that you have to hit before you can actually start streaming on YouTube. So go over there and subscribe to that channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live. As soon as I have enough followers to go live over there, that's when I'm going to start going live over there. And also, though, that channel is going to be where I also start doing some forecast videos. So days like tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a forecast video tomorrow and just kind of talk about the setup tomorrow before I go live. So hopefully maybe in the morning I'll be able to put one together. No guarantees of anything tomorrow. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. So yeah, again, if you're just joining the channel or if you're here, make sure to go like my other channel. It's again Chase Tracks Weather. And the link to this channel is in the description below. Again, it's going to be the future home of all these live streams and other videos, weather-related videos. Ham radio content will be still here. The storm back to the west near Elk City is warned for 3/4 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that's really just on the cusp of being severe. It's not really it's not all that impressive at all. It's really not that impressive at all. And the one even to the northwest of Stillwater, including sliver of Logan County, same thing, 3/4 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind. So again, really this area near Ponca City, I mean, it's got a nice sharp bowing feature here. That's where we got to keep an eye out for some very strong winds. And radar's still showing some areas of stronger winds, maybe towards the northwest of Ponca City and down near Perry. Although it does look like the radar data is a little bit contaminated there as well. We did just get another severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. This one's going to be for Chautauqua and Crowley counties in Kansas until 3 in the morning. That's going to be for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So, excuse me. So just barely severe, and it really does kind of look like as these storms are moving east, they're moving into a little bit more of a less favorable environment. There's still, there's still tornado watch until 6 in the morning, so there is always a possibility that one of these storms just hits a pocket of more unstable air, and certainly could potentially, if they're not already severe, become severe, or even spin up a tornado, possibly. It's certainly not out of the question, especially again along the leading edge of this complex of storms. Again, probably seeing a little bit of that larger hail to the north of Red Rock, so east of I-35, and maybe even some hail getting ready to move into Ponca City. So certainly some hail is still possible with this line of storms as well. And really strong winds, I think, is the main threat right now for the time being. I don't really see any nothing crazy along this line. Really nothing all too crazy. We'll put it in storm relative velocity. I don't really see any areas of spin. Let's see really any rotation. Let's jump back up here though real quick. Could be a little bit of rotation back near Arkansas City, but I don't think that that's really all that tornadic. And there's going to be a little bit of spin kind of with all these storms. So really we just got to watch all of them. Really, we just got to watch all of them. So again, right now it's transitioned into more of a strong or a damaging wind threat, and it looks like the National Weather Service in Tulsa has gone ahead and issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for this area. Again, 3/4-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds with a considerable damage tag on that. And again, 70, 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds can, even if it's not a tornado, can absolutely cause some pretty serious damage, significant damage. Can absolutely destroy mobile homes, flip things like tractor trailers over, that sort of thing. So if you know anybody inside of the polygon, which would include areas east of Ponca City, so Pawnee, Hominy, Pawhuska. I feel like I'm missing one out of there. Granola, Schuyler, Burbank, Fairfax. So really, almost all of Osage County and Pawnee County in Oklahoma. Where is Caney, Kansas? Let's see. Caney, Kansas. Right now, excuse me. So Caney, you're kind of you're still out ahead of the storms. This complex of storms. For the most part, right now, it looks like just some wind and rain. For the most part, right now, you do have a severe thunderstorm that just went severe east of you in Coffeyville. But for the time being, it's just a little bit of wind and rain and hail. But just got to keep an eye out as this complex of storms, this line of storms, continues to push off to the east towards Caney here and should arrive there in the next little bit. Again, we got to kind of watch this leading edge of this complex, of this line, of the squall line. Got to watch the leading edge of it for any potential spin-ups. But other than that, right now, weather looks pretty decent. Just be on alert for storms overnight tonight. I will receive watches and warnings. As far as northeast Oklahoma goes, same thing. And by the way, Caney, those of you that might live in Caney area, you do have a tornado watch until 6 in the morning. Same thing for the Tulsa area. Again, some of this rain out ahead of the line of storms may potentially lessen our threat as far as seeing any severe weather goes, may lessen the threat. But it's certainly still there, and as long as there's tornado watch out, I would expect, I would expect there to be a possibility of some. Wouldn't rule out a tornado, possible. Yeah, I do think these storms will. Well, I don't think they'll break up. Again, we'll just have to kind of see how this rain out ahead of the storms potentially, how it affects the atmosphere. If the storms are strong enough, they may work over the atmosphere and lessen the possibility of severe weather in the Tulsa area. It really just depends again on the whatever kind of effects this current area of rain has on it, and that'll kind of cool things down and hopefully lessen the threat. But overall, the tornado threat, I definitely don't think is high. I don't think it's on the high end, but definitely just have a way to receive warnings overnight tonight in the Tulsa area. Again, tornado watch until 6 in the morning. But I get that. I wouldn't want to be woken up earlier, or wouldn't want to be woken up either. But I don't think you're cooked. Definitely don't think you guys are cooked. I think y'all are fine for the most part. Again, spin ups are certainly possible. Are these? So, Mesonet Station reported a 61 mile an hour wind gust back in Medford. Let's see. 70 mile an hour wind gust back in Pond Creek. Power is out, according to the emergency manager. And power outages near Kremlin. 70 mile an hour wind also reported there. So we got some wind damage reports. And let's see if I can pop this up. Let's see. I don't know. See if I could turn this on. I don't know how to turn the, I don't know if I can turn radar data off for a minute. I don't know if that's possible on here. Just trying to pull up the power outage, but I don't know how to turn my radar data off for a minute. Let's see, radar settings, full coverage radar. What if I just crank that up for the time being and then bring that back down? Well, outage map's not showing anything right now, but emergency management certainly reporting that there is some power outages. I'm going to go ahead and turn that power outage map back off. Again, we'll just have to kind of see if we get any other reports. I don't see anything else on my... Don't see anything else on the chat session. So yeah, just kind of continue to watch these storms. The stuff to the south, they have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning back into Logan County, so those have kind of weakened a little bit. So that's some good news. So the metro may not get, the Oklahoma City metro may not get any necessarily severe. Tulsa right now, it's possible at the north side of Tulsa, places like Pawhuska, Bartlesville, get some definitely some strong winds and hail. Again, we have to continue to watch this. It's looking a little bit less bowed out, and that's kind of when it starts to kind of form almost like a north to south. Sometimes you can get what are called line echo wave patterns in that, and sometimes in those line echo wave patterns, it can kind of you can get some spin ups in those line echo wave patterns. So just something to continue to keep an eye on. Again, when the line of storms gets a little bit more oriented north to south rather than bowing out, you can sometimes get spin ups, makes a little bit, or if it gets a little bit more oriented, kind of northwest to southeast, sometimes you can get some spin ups in there, or when it gets a little bit more northeast to southwest. Again, you can just kind of got to keep an eye on it. Yeah, Turley area. I think Turley's going to probably get a little bit, at least rain and general thunderstorms, but we're just going to kind of keep an eye on it. Again, there's still some rain out to the northeast of Tulsa, so we got to kind of just really, again, it's just a wait and see game right now. Just a wait and see game right now and see what these storms do as they continue to press further east. And again, it's just going to depend also on this rain that we got in the Tulsa area right now. How has that affected the atmosphere? Is that going to continue to cause these storms to weaken again? They've weakened significantly from where they were earlier, but they're still severe. I think they have a little bit less wind in them, 70 mile an hour wind possible, and 3/4 inch hail. But again, a far cry from where they were earlier when they were possibly capable of producing tornadoes. And they had tornado warnings, but since the last probably 10 or 20 minutes or so, we haven't had any tornado warnings. So let's hope it stays that way. They did just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this one's going to be for K County. That's going to be northeastern K County until 3 in the morning, and that's going to be for 60 mile an hour winds and 1 inch hail. So still definitely some hail possible up in this part of the storm up here east of Ponca City, possible up to 1 inch hail. And that would be east of the Newkirk area and even places like Caw City possible too. So if you know anybody in Caw City, they might be getting a little bit of hail. If you live in Granola, Scheidler, Burbank, and eventually Pawhuska, if you know anybody that lives in those areas or you live in those areas yourself, Take some precautions to protect vehicles from hail. For radar, I am using radar scope right now, Pharaoh. I'm using radar scope. Yeah, Jake, that is true. Any winds will take out a substation like of that nature, of those ones, those particular ones. I have some experience with those ones. That's true. Arkansas City, you probably got a little bit of hail just a little bit ago. Looks like it's moved off to the east right now, and everything behind it's going to be rain cooled air down in the 60s and 60-degree dew points. So really, once this stuff moves through, once this secondary line of storms moves through, pretty much the threat is over for the most part. So places west of Ponca City, I think you're pretty much in the clear now. If you live west of Ponca City, rain should continue for the next few hours overnight, but I think you're good. They did just issue a special weather statement for portions of the Oklahoma City metro, including the North Metro is the biggest concern. That's going to include Canadian, Garfield, Kingfisher, Lincoln, Logan, and Noble, and Oklahoma and Payne counties. So northern parts of Oklahoma City, Edmond, Guthrie, eastern portions of Kingfisher, Crescent, Langston, Stillwater, Perkins, Kearney, Cushing, Yale, Morrison, and that's for 55-mile-an-hour winds, and it doesn't look like there's any hail in it right now. The warning saying 0-inch hail, so could be some peas in there maybe, but don't really expect much past that. It's really kind of an area that's been worked over by that storm previously tonight that we had go through there that didn't produce, but there was a tornado warning on that storm just before I came on. Lasted for about 15 minutes or so. Happened while I was finishing getting everything booted up. But we're continuing to watch these storms again right now. They're severe. Most severe part of the storm is off to the northwest of Tulsa, closer to Ponca City, east of Ponca City, getting ready to move into places like Pawhuska and Hominy eventually, and Bartlesville. Bartlesville's a little bit more of a larger population center. Still a severe storm near Coffeyville, Kansas right now as well. Kind of ahead of the line, but it doesn't really look like there's any rotation in that right now. Still sitting at 72 degrees over 66-degree dew points, so just got to continue to keep an eye on that one. Again, it's 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds with that one. And back over here into southwestern Missouri, south of Neosho, and north of Bella Vista, Arkansas. 1-inch hail, quarter-size hail as well. Definitely taking on a little bit more of a linear shape, and that's really what we're seeing with the majority of the storms up here in Oklahoma. And even that storm, even that storm off to the west of kind of near Elk City is a little bit less, not quite as strong. 3/4-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds with that. But that's also mostly just a cluster of storms as well at this point. Really, that's all that is left is some clusters of storms. Go over here to the Lubbock radar real quick. There's no watch out here, I don't believe. I don't think there's a severe thunderstorm watch out there. Yeah, there's this line of storms moving toward Tulsa. I believe it's going to be more on the northern end of Tulsa, though, and less of a threat. They did actually issue, I want to point this out real quick. They did just put out a mesoscale discussion for possible flash flooding. And it looks like they may have extended the flash flood watch until 10 a.m. for this area. So flash flooding possible. Doesn't say how much more is expected. Actually, 1 to 1.5 inches. So definitely some flooding could be possible in these areas that have had, especially areas that have had multiple storms roll over those areas today, because some of these areas had some storms out there today that dumped a lot of rain. And we've had a lot of rain in these areas last few days. But we'll continue to watch this area down here near, or the storm down here near the Lubbock area. Trying to get my radar to switch over, but it's not wanting to switch over. It keeps toggling off for some reason. There we go. Nope. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. So this one's still got a hook on it. We're going to continue to watch it for the next few minutes as well. This one's still a supercell out near Roaring Springs, and definitely has a possibility of producing some ping pong ball size hail. That would be in this area right here with these magenta and black colors. That's where your strongest hail core would be. That would be, don't know if I have any cities to show there. This is going to be kind of south of Floyd Data, south of the 6270 corridor, and southwest of Roaring Springs, Texas. So this is going to be down in Texas, north of the Highway 82 corridor. Eventually moving toward areas like Roaring Springs here in the next little bit. So again, some ping pong ball size hail. So if you live in the Roaring Springs area down to the north of Dickens, Texas, if you got a place to move your car that's covered, ping pong ball size hail will definitely leave some dents in your car. Jump over this other storm to kind of close to Crowell, Texas. This one has a considerable tag on it for 1-inch hail, which is quarter-size hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. So again, 70-mile-an-hour winds. You may not be getting a tornado when you get 70-mile-an-hour winds, but 70-mile-an-hour winds can do some pretty serious damage. You know, trampolines can go flying, that sort of thing, and mobile homes could be flipped, tractor trailers could be flipped. So just a heads up if you know anybody traveling in that area or lives maybe in a mobile home near Crowell, Texas. Possibly a little bit of hail mixed in there as well. Again, some 1-inch hail, which would be about quarter-size hail. Right now, just kind of sitting, dumping over Crowell. And eventually moving off to the east toward areas along the Highway 183 corridor, south of Vernon, and maybe eventually towards places like Electra and Iowa Park, kind of toward the Wichita Falls area. We'll see if this holds together or not as it gets ready to approach Wichita Falls here in the next little bit. But definitely some flash flooding is possible because this storm's moving pretty slowly. Let's see what the storm motion is on it if I click on it. Oops. Might have to do it over here. It's moving east at 40, so it's not really necessarily stationary, but again, areas that have seen some rain multiple times in the last few weeks could have some localized flash flooding. So if you see water covering the roadway, turn around, don't drown. It's not worth your life to try to get where you're going if there's water covering the roadway. Again, we're just going to continue to watch this area for the next little while, because this one to the west near Elk City is still severe. Still got some hail in it. Maybe a little bit of hail to the west of New Cordell right now too. But it looks like it's just mostly wind and hail at this point for the time being. These storms have ramped up kind of fast. They've had a history of doing that, so we're just going to continue to keep an eye on them for the next few minutes at least. Jump back here to the Tulsa radar as the storms kind of move closer to Tulsa. See if I can't get KI&X to load. And again, we're just kind of continuing to keep an eye on them. Still a few, still about 12 severe thunderstorm watches right now. And again, if you're just joining me, I was mentioning earlier, this channel is the temporary home of my weather coverage. The new home for my weather coverage is going to be my channel called Chase Tracks Weather, and that's going to be on the Chase Tracks Weather YouTube channel, and a link to that is in the description of this video. Go over there and subscribe to that channel, because again, that's going to be the new home of my weather coverage. That's going to include things like forecasts, and eventually the live streams are going to be over there too. So go over there, subscribe to that channel, because as soon as I get enough subscribers, I think it's about 50 or so that I have to be able to start streaming over there on that channel, the live stream. I think that's the YouTube requirement, is 50 subscribers to go live. Go over there and give that channel a like so that I can start going live over there. And all these live streams, I'm going to start uploading them after all's said and done. I'll start uploading them to that channel. So if you want to go back and watch the coverage, you'll be able to catch it over there on my YouTube channel, Chase Tracks Weather. Over there on that channel. So go over there and subscribe to that channel, and hit the notification bell. Yeah, I'm trying to switch over to the radar site so I can talk about Hominy right now. Waiting on it to load. My computer's a little bit slow when I start live streaming, so it bogs down my graphics card. I don't have a great computer right now. Hopefully the more that I get to do this, hopefully I'll be able to start upgrading some equipment. There we go. All right, finally switched over. So yeah, if you're in the Hominy area, you are under severe thunderstorm warning right now, and that's for 70-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. So some hail is definitely possible in the Hominy area. So if you have a place to move your car under some cover, I would, just to keep from getting any hail dents. Trying to get the radar to load. It was loading just a second ago, but now it's not loading. So you still got some time, though. You still got some time to move your car under some cover. But for the most part, it looks like it's more of less of a large hail threat, more of a wind threat. You could possibly get some 70-mile-an-hour winds. So if you got a place to move your car to, it doesn't look like the hail core is really going to impact. Doesn't look like the hail core is really necessarily, or at least the larger hail core is going to impact Hominy. But even with 70-mile-an-hour winds, you could, things could go flying down the street and hit your car. So if you got a place to move it, I would move it. I'd move it if you can. Yes, Justin, the other channel is called Chase Tracks Weather, and the link to the new channel is actually in the description of this live stream. So if you click that link, it'll take you straight to the other channel where you can subscribe. And I definitely appreciate all you guys watching. But really, this is the strongest storm, at least in Oklahoma right now. And again, this is still to the west of Pawhuska and Hominy. This is still kind of between Pawhuska. Luckily, right now, it looks like the biggest hail core is still north of Highway 60, of U.S. Highway 60. Kind of between Scheidler and Granola. If there's some hail in there, it would be about 3/4 inch hail. And really, again, it looks like most of the threat right now is going to be for about 70-mile-an-hour winds right now. And if I switch over to velocity, we can kind of look at a little bit more of the wind. It looks like more of the wind is going to be down right now near the Fairfax area, kind of on the border between Fairfax and Blackburn, kind of in a line from there. So probably some 70-mile-an-hour winds in there right now. So could possibly get some blown off shingles, and if there's any trampolines in that area, they could go flying as well. So I was saying, even if you don't get the hail, your vehicle could still get damaged by flying debris. And back in Sumner County, Kansas, kind of close to the Wellington area, there was a report of a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Trying to watch these storm reports as best I can as they come in. Hardy County, Kansas. That's going to be in K County, Oklahoma. That's going to be near Hardy. There was a 64-mile-an-hour wind gust, and the ASOS station, airport weather station at Enid, Vance Air Force Base in Enid got a 65-mile-an-hour gust, and looks like the weather station at ICT Airport, the Wichita Airport, got a 69.8-mile-an-hour wind gust. So definitely some still gusty winds with this area of storm. Let's go back and look at the Canton storm real quick, because I see you. Claremore, you're still under a tornado watch for the time being until 6 a.m. So again, it's just got to kind of watch the storms. If you want to go to bed, I think you're good to go to bed. Just have a way to receive warnings overnight tonight. It should last rather quickly in Hominy when the winds get there. It's a pretty fast moving storm. It's moving at about moving east at 60 miles an hour. So it'll probably be there and gone pretty quickly. Could get a little bit of wind out ahead of it though, with if there's a gust front out ahead of it that I'm not seeing on radar right now. I don't really see a gust front on radar that's very well pronounced. That doesn't mean there isn't one. Let me go back to the storm near Canton, because I do see Astro Chris. I see you asking about the storm near Canton. I believe you're talking about Canton, Oklahoma. Let me switch back over to the Oklahoma City radar. That one's going to have the best look at Canton storm. You're talking about Canton or Clinton? I just want to double check with you. Trying to pull it up right now. So bear with me just 1 second. I don't see any rotation looking at the reflectivity. It looks like mostly just 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now. Yep. Oh. Let Let me go to velocity real quick. We'll take a look at it real quick. Yeah, I don't really see any rotation back near the Canton area. Right now, it looks like it's just 60-mile-an-hour wind. Maybe some pockets of 70 in there too, but I think more so the stronger winds is going to be south of you to the north of Weatherford, which is also about 60-mile-an-hour winds. Maybe some 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts mixed in there too, but for the most part, it looks like it's just a wind event right now. The tornado threat's kind of a little bit lower than it was earlier. It's more so a heavy rain, a little bit of hail, and a wind threat at this point. But again, tornado watch still in effect until 6 a.m. So, again, the atmospheric dynamics are still kind of there for tornadoes. So we just got to continue to watch the situation and just make sure that. But there's certainly nothing imminent that I would say. I would say Ponca City. I think you're in the clear at this point. Again, have a way to receive watches overnight tonight, but I think for the most part you're in the clear. Pretty much, storm has already passed through, and if I can show, not sure if it'll show up. I was trying to show the airport weather station and see what the temperature is over there. Show what the wind. Right now it's 65 degrees over 62, so I think the cold front's already kind of gone through there. At least it's a little bit more rain cool for sure than it was earlier. So I think once the storm or once the rain shield clears, you'll be done with the rain here in the next little bit. But I think Ponca City, you're pretty much in the clear, especially from the strongest storm. And yeah, so how many of the storms getting ready to move in towards your area right now? But a couple of new storm reports. Mesonet in Knox County, Texas, near 1 mile southeast of Truscott. Thunderstorm wind gust report of 57 miles an hour. Hardman County near Godlet in Texas. Another thunderstorm wind gust report of 57 miles an hour from the Mesonet. And back in Arkansas City, Kansas, Raleigh County, Kansas, Emergency Management is reporting a thunderstorm wind gust report with several reports of trees and power lines down back near the Arkansas City area. But it does continue to look like as these storms are moving off to the east, they're weakening a little bit. They're certainly a far cry from where they were earlier, just about 30 minutes ago or so when they had tornado warnings on them. So right now it doesn't look like too much of a tornado threat. It looks more like a linear wind event and some hail, possibly a little bit of hail back near the Pawhuska area. Again, this would be about quarter-sized hail or so. So we're not talking about baseballs or anything like that at this time as these continue to push off to the east. But they're still severe again, and again, it's mostly just a wind and a hail threat for 70-mile-an-hour wind. We still also have a severe thunderstorm warning out near the Neosho area, kind of close to the south of Joplin. It's going to be for 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-sized hail as well. As far as severe goes behind the storm when it goes through Hominy, I think that the severe threat's much less. Once this line goes through, I think you'll be fine after that. Probably still a little bit of heavy rain will push through the area, but once that's all gone, I think you should be getting ready to dry out for the remainder of the night. this system has quite a bit of rain with it. Let me go back to that storm real quick, Justin. Look at it on radar. Yeah, it's bowing out. It's bowing out right now. I don't see much of an inflow notch. We will need to continue to watch that storm, though, as it gets a little bit further east toward the metro. If it is moving east, let me check the storm motion on it. It's moving east at 75 miles an hour, so that thing is flying, or southeast. So I don't know if that one will actually reach the metro or not on its current trajectory. Don't think it'll reach the metro. It'll probably go toward the west metro more so. There is a gust front that did just come through Edmond. I can see that on radar. So tornado threat's definitely lower with these as they approach the metro. As long as they have a gust front, as long as they don't catch up to it and start trying to do anything funky, I think we're pretty much in the clear there. I don't see much in the way of a tornado threat with that one, with the gust front out ahead of it. Again, gust front. The gust front is just rain-cooled air that gets kind of blown out from the storm. So storms like warm, moist air, not rain-cooled air. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. This is a considerable tag on it. This is going to be including the Tulsa metro. So this is going to be places like Creek County, Nowata County, Osage County, Pawnee, Rogers, Tulsa, and Washington County. That's going to go until 4 in the morning. And that's for 70-mile-an-hour wind and 3/4-inch hail. So a little bit less than quarter-sized hail. Another wind report, thunderstorm wind gust of 63 mile an hour reported in Arkansas City, Kansas. Yeah, that kind of happens, Justin, as they kind of start to, when they start to gust out a little bit, they'll start to kind of speed up a little bit. They'll start to get a push. That could also just be the level of jet kind of cranking up a little bit too, just starting to push them. But I did see that they did actually, before I jump off and go back to the Tulsa storm, they did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning for this one. And this one's going to be for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds for Blaine, Caddo, Canadian, Grady, Kiowa, and Ouachita counties. This one's going to go until 4 a.m. So places like El Reno and Anadarko, north of Chickasha, Gracemont, Carnegie, Gotebo, El Reno, and Yukon. Probably see some strong winds here in the next little bit. Again, 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Yeah, I'm not surprised that there's some strong winds. Again, it could be 60 to 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that one up in the Hominy area. But yeah, we could start to see some gusty winds here with the storm as it moves into the West Metro, and possibly could even impact the Oklahoma City Metro. We'll just have to kind of see as it continues its jog off to the southeast at about 70 miles an hour. Again, it's flying. Let me jump back up to the Tulsa storm because it's getting ready to move into Tulsa here in the next little bit. Just waiting on my radar to load right now. I'm not sure, Charles, about the NOAA weather radios. Last I heard, they were all supposed to be back online, but I haven't heard anything definitive. don't know anything for sure on that, Charles. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. If you have a NOAA weather radio, you should be able to put it in like a continuous listen mode where you can hear the live broadcast that they do outside of the warnings, where it's just the continuous conditions feed. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a better answer for you on that. I'm not sure if they have brought those back online. Last I heard, they were supposed to have brought them back online today. I know they've been doing some upgrades and stuff to the NOAA weather radios, though, the last several days that has taken them down, and I don't know the scope of how many were down. But yeah, the storm is getting ready to move into the Tulsa area here in the next little bit. Again, it's going to be mostly gusty winds with this warning. And the line's still kind of bowed out for 70-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail. So it's got a considerable damage tag on it. So definitely some in the Tulsa metro could see some shingles blown off and trash cans and trampolines blowing around down the street. You're welcome, Charles. Like I said, sorry I don't have a better answer for you on that. I haven't seen anything in the I haven't seen any statements put out about it, but that doesn't mean that they didn't issue one earlier about it. Sometimes they'll issue a public information statement on the NOAA weather radios and if they're down or not. Charles, I am in the Oklahoma City area. I am going to try and pull up see if I can pull up some traffic cams in the Tulsa area. See if I can find one that points off to the northwest real quick. See how much luck I have. I don't know how many cameras they have in the Tulsa area. Let's see if they have any that point off to the northwest. That's it. Let's see if there's one to the west. Looks like the roads are fairly good shape right now. I think that's off to the west. I think I could see Lookout Mountain from that one. Gilcrease in second. You can see some lightning off in the distance on that one. That one's you can see a lot of lightning on that one. 244 and 412. That looks off to the north, the west, east. Here's downtown in that one. Just trying to look around and see if I can find a camera maybe that, I think we'll do this one again because you can see the lightning in it in the shot. That's to the south. I think this is going to be our best bet as far as traffic cameras go right now. So that one's going to be Tulsa, Oklahoma. How's it going to Big Dog Okie? Appreciate you watching. And Mark X, good to see you on there as well. Appreciate you watching. Let me go back and also do one in Oklahoma City. See if I can find one on the north side of Oklahoma City. actually. I think there's one up closer to Guthrie that we'll see a storm first. Or a little bit further north than that, maybe. I thought there was one. Yep, up closer to Orlando. Flip this one on. This one only looks to the south, though. That one doesn't show. Don't have a north shot, which is what I want. Thought there was one closer to Guthrie, but I guess not. I know there's some in Edmond. There we go. That should show any lightning that we can see in that shot, if there is any lightning in that. So that one is going to be near Edmond. So got traffic cameras in both the Oklahoma City and Tulsa metro right now. What do you mean a join tab? Are you talking about a membership, Charles? Like channel memberships? Because I don't have any channel memberships right now. And also, if you're new, I was mentioning earlier, make sure to go check out the new home of my weather content. This channel is going to be just my amateur radio content here eventually. Once I have enough subscribers, I'll be able to start going live over on my other channel, which is called Chase Tracks Weather. That'll be my channel where all of my weather content is going to live. So live streams like this and forecast videos, that sort of thing. Those will all be over on my YouTube channel, Chase Tracks Weather. That's my new channel. Go subscribe to that and hit the notification bell so when I start going live over there, you guys get notified. It's also where I'm going to be uploading this video or this live stream later on after it's concluded. Thank you, Big Dog. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to be the new home of all my weather content. It's going to be Chase Tracks Weather. There's a link in the description of this live stream. So go check that out and subscribe over there. And like I said, YouTube has some restrictions on when you can go live, and you have to have a certain amount of followers and I think watch hours and that sort of thing in order to go live on their platform. So there is a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Blaine and Kingfisher counties. That's for 3/4 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds as well. So that's going to be that northern part of that, the stronger part of the northern, the stronger northern part of that storm, I guess is how I could say that. But most of what the threat for Tulsa metro, before I go back to the Oklahoma City radar site, most of the hail is going to be up. It looks like it's going to go a little bit more north of the Bartlesville area, so it looks like it's going to go more up into Kansas. So maybe toward the Coffeyville, Kansas area. Circle that in white here. That's going to be kind of your area where your hail would be located, and certainly your heavier rains. But it looks like it's going to go north of Bartlesville. But most of it's just going to be strong winds. Looks like there is a gust front starting to show up on radar, which is good news. Just because with the gust front, that means that the tornado threat is a little bit lower and less likely that a tornado is going to form. Again, storms like warm, moist air, and they don't like rain-cooled air, which is what a gust front is a sign of. So when you have storms that gust out like that, they don't like that that rain-cooled air. And but when that comes in, it could be some strong winds, possibly some 60-mile-an-hour winds plus. some 60 plus mile an hour winds. So yeah, definitely think you guys got some pretty strong winds over there in the Hominy area tonight. Hopefully no damage. Hopefully all is well with you guys up there. But yeah, like I said, it was moving pretty fast. So wonder what the storm motion is on this one. Let's see. 55 miles an hour. So moving due east. So it looks like mostly just the northern sides of the Tulsa metro. Maybe as far south as the southern, as far south as the Creek Turnpike. But for the most part, again, it's just going to be wind and rain. Not much in the line of hail. But let's jump back to the severe thunderstorm warning back in the Oklahoma City area. Kind of getting closer to it's starting to move in toward Oklahoma City. I haven't seen a whole lot of lightning on the Edmond camera, so I might switch back off of that one in a few minutes. The YouTube channel is the link to it is in the description of this live stream. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. I hope I did. If I didn't, again, it's Chase Tracks Weather. That's the name of it. Chase Tracks Weather. But I appreciate you watching again, Charles and Justin. I appreciate the kind words, guys. Thank you. And I definitely appreciate you guys watching. Trying to switch back to the Oklahoma City radar real quick so that I can show you guys kind of what's going on with this. How's it going, Eric? Good to see you in here. Hope your move is going smoothly. How's it going, JC Farms? I appreciate you watching. So yeah, this is that complex of storms that I was talking about. And again, there is a gust front moving through Oklahoma City right now. So probably some stronger winds right now before the storm moves in. But again, the rain-cooled air is going to help to lessen the tornado threat. But real quick, I also want to pass this along. The tornado watch for Alfalfa, Ellis, Grant, Harper, Major, Woods, and Woodward counties in Oklahoma has been canceled, but a large chunk of the counties are still going to be remaining in effect. But let me go back to it mostly looks like what I was able to see, the radar frame for it went away again. Looked more like it's just wind threat in the El Reno area, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of hail back in Hominy from this point on. I think you should be clear. It's pretty much just heavy rain back behind the leading edge of this storm. El Reno, it looks like right now it looks like more just some heavy rain and wind for the most part in El Reno. Maybe a little bit of hail mixed in there. Again, that would be less than 1 inch hail at last check. Absolutely, Miranda. Appreciate it. Quarter size hail. So quarter size hail or smaller. How's it going, Marcia? I appreciate you watching all the way over there in London, England. Moving east southeast at 60 mile an hour winds and quarter sized hail. trying to pull up. I'll pull up velocity real quick and just look at it. I don't see anything that really stands out. Like there's any, certainly not any strong rotation with this, but we'll take a look. Yeah, I don't see much in the way of rotation right now, so that's the good news right now. But again, we still have the possibility to see some 60, maybe even 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this as it moves through the El Reno area here in the next little bit. See if I can't change this camera out real quick. I think I'm gonna change my Edmund camera. See if I can find one that can maybe pick up some lightning out there toward the El Reno area. There's no cameras past really past Yukon. I don't think there's any cameras. They don't have them yet out toward El Reno. El Reno's getting to be so big though. Eventually we're going to start to see some cameras out there, I would imagine. El Reno's, pretty much the West Metro at this point. I mean, it is the West Metro, but there's a lot more people in El Reno than there used to be. Why is OBS not letting me interact with this? Yeah, there's probably getting a little bit of wind off the gust front in El Reno. But right now it doesn't look like at least a tornado threat for the time being. Certainly something to keep an eye on though, and just, can't ever be too careful. And again, if you do need to go to bed, I totally understand. Just have a way to receive latest warnings overnight tonight. That camera is pointed more at the ground than it is up, so see if the I-40 Meridian camera is pointed more off the ground. There we go. That one's not too bad. It's a little bit further east than I'd like, but I think we'll be fine. You can kind of see the edge of it. Okay, so the weather radios are still down. Yeah, I haven't checked. I didn't know if they were still up or down. We did have somebody else in the chat here earlier asking about that. I believe it was Charles. Yeah, I sleep through the sirens too, but I usually don't sleep through the when the EAS alert goes off on my phone. Usually that's what wakes me up when there's tornado warning, if I'm not already up. Yeah, the one near Chandler is currently not severe. There is a special weather statement on it, but it's more of it's definitely not got any kind of, doesn't really have any kind of supercellular structure to it. It's more multicellular, so more of a cluster of storms. Don't see any reason to believe that there would be any rotation, at least from the reflectivity. And plus, the gust front's already come through there as well. So it's not, as far as again, storms need warm, moist air. That's their fuel. So your gust front would be here kind of oriented from Stroud down to Choctaw. That would be roughly where I'm circling right now is your gust front. And that would be rain, cold air out ahead of that. And that kind of just blocks, kind of cuts off the warm, moist air. That's your rain, cold air in that gust front. So yeah, to the northwest of Calumet, there might be a little bit of small hail in there. I would say a little bit of small hail in there. Probably not very big. Again, the warning text says 1-inch hail, so I wouldn't expect anything above that, if even that, with that hail core. It does look like there could be a little bit of a larger hail core down near Hinton right now, but again, I don't expect that to be anything above quarters really, and I'm circling that right there on the radar as well. But again, I wouldn't expect that to be above quarters. For now, Norman's looking good right now. Norman's doesn't currently have any severe thunderstorm warning yet at this time. We'll just have to kind of continue to watch this line of thunderstorms as it moves through. We'll just have to continue to watch it. Norman didn't, as far as I know, Norman hasn't got any storms that moved through there tonight. So as these storms are moving through there, we could, if it doesn't catch up, if the gust front moves through there first, that should lessen the tornado threat. But they haven't. Earlier, there were some storms that moved through Oklahoma City and really kind of worked the atmosphere over, which is a good thing. We want that. If we don't want storms, we want storms out ahead of it. That's what we got earlier. They did have some tornado warnings on those earlier tonight, though, but I don't believe there was anything confirmed that I'm aware of. Let me know when there's some chicken nugget sized hail. I will let you know, Eric. I don't think I've actually seen a report of chicken nugget sized hail. Give me just 1 second, guys. I gotta go replace the battery in my camera real quick. My camera has shut off because the battery is dead. So give me just 1 quick second. I will say, out of all the strange objects I've seen people compare hail sizes to, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody compare it using like a dino nugget or anything like that. Could just be that nobody really carries around dino nuggets with them, just readily available. But I would like to see somebody compare it to like a jalapeno popper sized hail, or either jalapeno popper sized hail or maybe a corn nugget. We do need some new measurement standards. I'm surprised at all the DVD-sized hail reports. I'm surprised that many people have known what a DVD is to even get a DVD-sized hail report. I'm surprised how many people actually still carry a compact disc around. And there is a gust front with this storm as it's moving through Caddo County. So again, that's some good news, having a gust front out ahead of this storm. Because again, that does lessen the tornado threat. So this right here again is a gust front, rain cooled air. That's a good sign. That really keeps these storms from being able to tap into the atmosphere that we have. Popcorn chicken is more of a regular shaped, yeah. Is Mustang good to go to sleep? I give it just a few more minutes. It's again more of a heavy rain and possible hail and rain, hail, and wind event right now. I don't see much in the line of tornado threat right now, especially with this gust front out ahead of it, but there's another hail core possible down there. Could be just some heavy rain, which I think is probably more of what it is and less of a hail core per se. To the southwest of El Reno, kind of closer to I believe that's kind of closer to like Union City maybe, or not Union City, southwest El Reno. DVD sized tail I believe is like 6 inches or so, because I think DVD sized tail is usually about 5.9 inch size tail is what I usually see on the warning text when I see DVD size. Luckily, none of that tonight. Guthrie could still maybe see a little bit of hail, but right now it looks like Guthrie's kind of splitting the uprights. Looks like at least right now, it looks like more of a rain and wind for Guthrie. Leedy, I think you are good to go to sleep. Looks like just some rain there in Leedy. Yeah, looks like just rain at this point, Leedy. So I think you're good to go to sleep. And you've been canceled from the watch. How's it going over there in El Reno? Lots of people watching from El Reno tonight. Yeah, looks like the gust front is getting ready to move through Norman. So again, that if these storms do move through there, it does look like it's in about Moore now, South Oklahoma City, Moore. So that would be a good thing. Union City, same thing as Mustang. I give it a few more minutes if you're concerned about anything other than hail and wind. Muskogee County, let's see. It'll probably be a couple more hours till it reaches Muskogee County, I'd say. That complex. See, is it moving into Tulsa yet? It looks like it's raining in Tulsa now on the traffic cam. Union City, I think right now it appears it's more of a wind threat. Wind and possibly a little bit of hail, maybe up to about quarter size hail. But for now, I don't see very much in the way of a tornado threat, because this complex of storms is more bowed out. But again, we do have to kind of keep an eye, because I don't really see a gust front out ahead of that right now towards really on that part of the storm. So we do need to keep an eye on it as this line kind of moves through areas that haven't already been worked over by previous storms. Because again, we had some storms earlier, about 11 or 12 that came through that did end up having a tornado warning on them earlier. So that did kind of cool things down and kind of work the atmosphere over a little bit, but once they move into the more unstable environment that I don't believe there was any storms that went through Norman earlier, so Hinton, I think you're about done too. I don't think Hinton really. Don't think Hinton has. Hinton's kind of behind the line, so I think you're pretty much good. How's it going, Zach? Jack, I appreciate you watching. Can you check North Tulsa because the winds are picking up heavy there? Yep, I'll go back up to North Tulsa real quick. Trying to go back up there real quick. Takes a minute for my radar to go back up there. Give me just a second. It's got to load. Streaming really puts a lot of strain on my graphics card, so it makes things run a little bit slower. My CPU gets a little bit maxed out. How's it going, someone who knows? Appreciate the sub. Just a heads up again, just a reminder for those who are new to the live stream and the channel, be sure to go and subscribe to my other channel, my new channel, which is Chase Tracks Weather. And that is where my weather content is going to live in the future. That is where all my live streams for weather are going to be, and any forecast videos that I start doing here in the future. That's going to be all over there, Chase Tracks Weather, and that's going to be, the link to that channel is in the description of this live stream. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything as we're going. It's definitely got to keep an eye on everything because you never know. Yeah, Oklahoma isn't catching a break, that's for sure. We're just getting beat round after round. Tonkwell, Blackwell should be in the clear. Storms have already moved through there, and I think you're in the clear up there. I think you guys should be in the clear up there. But yeah, go be sure to subscribe to the other channel though, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you guys get notified when I start going live over there. Again, YouTube has a threshold that I have to hit to be able to live stream on my new channel. So I have to have, I think, at least 50 subscribers to be able to live stream over there. So hello from, is that Miami, Oklahoma, or is that Miami, Florida? Southern Trucker. All right, finally getting to. Yeah, so North Tulsa, about the Turley area, north. It looks like really that line is kind of fizzled out a little bit. I'm honestly surprised. It's probably only still warned for the wind at this point in North Tulsa. Yeah, give me just 1 second. Let me try to put it in the chat. Let me see if I can do it. Hopefully that works. Let me know if that link works. I think that's how you do that. Sheer looking like with the El Reno storm. Yeah, we can go take a look at that. Real quick before I do that, while I'm still on the Tulsa radar site, let's do this. Manford looks to be pretty fine right now. Probably some strong winds. Yeah, I'll go back to Amarillo here in just a second. Nawada, getting a lot of people in here. Nawada, probably some gusty winds and hail. Nothing tornadic. Really, nothing tornadic with these storms up in northeastern Oklahoma. They're just a line of of heavy rain and really just heavy rain and some 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. And I can't remember where Chakotah is. Let me go back and check shear on the El Reno storm, and then I got to get to the Amarillo area. I think the Amarillo area, though, for the most part, I have not seen anything. There are some severe thunderstorm warnings for Oldham and Potter County, but it looks like it's mostly hail and wind based off of the warning text. 2-inch hail with that one. Let me go back to the El Reno storm, though, and check the wind shear on that real quick, and then I will go to Amarillo, because it's down the quarter. Chakotah, you still got a little bit till the storms get to you, but for the most part, it looks like they're not really anything impressive down that way, and I don't know that they're really going to hold together down there. The atmosphere is a little bit more stable down there, so unless something else pops up out ahead of the line, I think you're pretty sure you're pretty much in the good. Loading the radar site right now. It's got to load the image. It takes a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds to download the data. I think Langston is good now. The gust front has moved through there. Probably still going to get some rain and stuff. There's still a lot of rain back behind the initial line that came through. But for the most part, it looks like the strongest storms right now are the severe storms back into northeastern Oklahoma, and these ones back here and western portions of the Oklahoma City metro. While I'm waiting on it to load, I'll just check the chat. I'm doing well, Amber. I hope you're taking care of yourself as well during this time. Yeah, Langston's good. Wagner, you're at the lake. I would definitely make sure that if you're on the lake right now, you have a way to get off the lake kind of fast. And, especially if there's lightning, you don't want to be out on the lake. So if you're out on the lake, especially with the wind too, you don't want to get capsized if you're on a boat. So just if you're out on the lake, just once the storm gets rolling in there, don't be out on the lake. It's not safe to be out there. Bear with me. I'm waiting on the radar to load. Possibly an additional 2 to 4 inches of rain. 2-inch an hour rainfalls in south central Kansas. So yeah, there could be some flooding, by the way, with this stuff, guys, and there could be some flooding with this stuff. So just if you see water covering the roadway, please turn around and don't drown. Don't drive into water covering the roadway. That's not safe, and don't put yourself in a position where you're potentially risking your own life to drive through water. That's not smart, because water moves a lot faster than you realize. It can absolutely float a car away. So just be careful, guys, if you're on the roadways tonight. Sorry, guys. Radar Omega's really buggy when I'm live streaming. It takes a lot of CPU up. It just eats it. It does look like they did go ahead and excuse me. They have gone ahead and reissued the severe thunderstorm warning for that did include Tulsa County, and it now includes Craig, Mays, Nevada, Osage, Rogers, and Washington counties, as well as Tulsa counties, and that's for 60-mile-an-hour wind and less than 3/4 inch sized hail. So again, it looks like it's really kind of, I think, warned at least in the Tulsa area. I think it's warned more in the Tulsa area for wind. It's not so much of a hail threat up there, at least looking at the last radar image. So that's some good news. Okay, I was going to look at the shear on the El Reno storm. Don't see anything, at least from the reflectivity, the radar reflectivity image. It doesn't look like a whole lot in the way of rotation with that storm. It looks like right now it's mostly just a heavy rain. Let me actually look at the velocity, though. I think it's just a heavy rain, though, for the most part, and it does actually look like they have allowed that warning to expire, so that one's not even going to be severe anymore. So it looks like it has actually dropped below severe limits. And it looks like they're just going to reissue a special weather statement for that one. So that one's actually going to be sub-severe now. That one's not even severe anymore. So you should be good. Shouldn't be any as far as a tornado threat, and really I don't see much in the way of at least even 60-mile-an-hour winds. So probably some looks like probably 50 to 55-mile-an-hour winds or so. You could get a guess to 60 in there, but really it doesn't look like anything too crazy. And again, looking at the radar, it just doesn't, it's not too crazy. I don't see anything as far as rotation goes. I don't see any hook echoes on radar, so that's good. Yeah, Arkansas City, Kansas. I saw you guys had some pretty strong winds go through there a little bit ago. For now, I think you're pretty much in the clear. All the line of storms, the main line of storms has gone through, and the air is a lot more rain cooled where you're at. So I think you guys are fine now. Unfortunately, you guys are gonna have the power outage to deal with on top of that. So. But yeah, again, this whole complex of storms west of the Oklahoma City metro is no longer severe. They've replaced it with a special weather statement. We'll see as we'll see as it continues to move toward the metro, the areas that didn't get anything, we'll see if it intensifies again. But I kind of think these storms are really on the downtick, at least in Oklahoma. I think they're pretty much kind of on the downtrend. They're not they're a far cry from where they were. And even that storm that was down in North Texas that I was showing you guys earlier near Vernon, that one's not even severe anymore either. So really, I think we're kind of on a downtrend here. And there's still that one in Southwest Missouri that's severe as well. We can go take a look at that one here in the next few minutes, but really, I don't see a whole lot in the way of everything's just kind of trending down a little bit. But again, we need to watch kind of south of the Norman area. Just that area didn't get worked over as well as the West Metro areas, so we'll just have to keep an eye down there. But it did look like there were a few gust fronts coming out down there, so that, excuse me, those areas should be a little bit more rain cooled. And sorry, I'm just now getting to the Amarillo storm. Forgot who was asking about that, but I'm zooming in there real quick and waiting on the radar picture to load. So as soon as that loads, I can show you. It looks like really it's just more of a hail threat than anything right now. Again, the warning text on it was for, I think, 2-inch hail. So the northern sides of Amarillo, I don't think there's anything trying to form near Miko right now. It's Minko's pretty much worked over, and it's pretty bowed out there. So I'm taking a look at this one here. Doesn't really have an impressive hook there. It could try to form a hook in a little bit, but really this is also kind of a worked over area as well. It's 69 over 65, so really it to me right now just looks like more of a hail threat. Let's look at the velocities though and just see if there's anything that looks concerning. Just looking at it right now, it doesn't look like it's completely healthy. I mean, there could be a little bit of and I say this with a grain of salt, very broad rotation. Like that's pretty weak rotation overall. And again, it's a hailstorm though, so supercells and hailstorms they're gonna have some amount of rotation with them, but I don't see anything in there concerning enough right now that if I was a meteorologist that would warrant me to want to issue a tornado warning. I don't see anything that would do that. We just need to watch this little area here in case anything were to try to spin up, but really I don't see any rotation in there to be overly concerned about right now. So right now, like I said, it looks like more of a hail threat than anything. Again, it looks like 2-inch hail is your main threat, and that's going to be in that area that I'm about to circle here in the magenta and black. Pretty large hail probably in that area right there. And again, that's up to lime size hail, 2-inch hail, lime size hail, and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So again, for the most part, Amarillo might get a hailstorm here in the next little bit. Norman looks to be fine for now. Norman doesn't look to be anything too crazy right now. Again, that storm that's to the north right now is sub-severe. I'm going to continue to watch it, though, for the next little bit and see. Yeah, so the watch is still in effect for the counties in green. Counties in green are still under the tornado watch, but I think they're going to start cutting this back a little bit too. I think places like Elk City and Enid and Ponca City up to the north up there, I think they'll be probably taken out of the watch here pretty soon. And I wouldn't even be surprised to see eventually here in the next few hours them cut Oklahoma City and Tulsa out of there as well, because really the bulk of this stuff is already moved through. We still do have that severe thunderstorm warning. There's one left in Oklahoma right now, and it's one up in northeast Oklahoma. And again, that's just mainly for wind and hail. Nothing really all that crazy or exciting. Even my cameras don't really have a whole lot. The Tulsa cam has a little bit of lightning on it, but Bob, yeah, the stream is probably getting a little bit bogged down right now. That's probably not just you. It's probably my computer. My CPU's getting overloaded. Okay. Hopefully that helped a little bit. If not, I would have to restart OBS, but hopefully it'll stop dropping frames. How's it going, Lance? K9LES, it looks like is your call sign. Appreciate you watching. So yeah, hopefully that helped you guys. Hopefully it's a little bit more of a steady stream. Yeah, right now, Norman, you're just under a significant, a special weather statement. Probably going to get a little bit of a strong wind, maybe 55, 50 mile an hour wind. Maybe a little bit of very small hail, probably I would say no larger than pea size. If you get any hail at all, but mostly it looks like just a wind and hail event for Norman right now. Same thing with Mustang and Minko and Tuttle. Minko is really pretty much past the leading edge of it, and really that's where the majority of the strongest part of the storm is going to be, along the leading edge. But again, I'm going to continue to keep a close eye on it as it continues to move kind of in towards this area that hasn't been worked over as well this evening, just because we could see it re-intensify a little bit. I don't see a whole lot of lightning on it though, so that's a good sign too, because that tells me that Mustang should be good for the most part right now. I think Mustang's pretty much fine. Along the leading edge, that's where you would see your strongest winds and really any hail. But behind it, it's just kind of a shield of rain. So we do need the rain. Thank you for the tip, Connor. I do actually have it set to encode on my graphics card, but I'm running two monitors. I'm on a MacBook Pro, an older MacBook Pro. I'm on an older MacBook Pro, so I don't have a NVIDIA graphics card. Don't have an NVIDIA graphics card, and I'm driving a lot of stuff off of it, so hopefully I'll be able to upgrade to more of a better computer here eventually. I'm hoping to try to upgrade to a Mac Mini or something here soon, so that I can drive stuff off two computers instead of just one. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on this storm down here, kind of near Tuttle. This is not severe right now, but there is kind of a little bit of a hook forming on reflectivity, so I want to keep an eye on it just in case anything were to happen down here. This would be the area right now. I don't see anything really in velocity that's overly concerning right now, but if anything were to happen, I think it would be in this area within the next few minutes. Yeah, this really is about as good as I can get, Connor. I have tried up and down I've tried almost everything I could think of to try and speed up my graphics processing. And we're going to continue to keep an eye on this and just kind of see how this little area evolves for the next few minutes. I didn't see anything really concerning on velocity, but there is a little bit of an appendage here, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on that and just make sure that it doesn't do anything funky. But right now, like I said, I don't see anything on velocity that screams tornado imminent. But we're going to keep an eye on it because it has a hook shape to it. So new flash flood warning, by the way, for Carroll and Madison counties in Arkansas until 8 a.m. So again, if you see water covering the roadways anywhere, don't drive through it. Turn around and don't drown. Please don't drive into flooded roadways. Again, this area hasn't really been too worked over here, so we're we're just going to continue to watch it. I don't see anything overly concerning. I think that may have just been more of a one frame kind of thing. But it could be trying to form a mesocyclone there, so I just want to keep an eye on it. It does look like it has a little bit of area of higher reflectivity, so could be some rain and hail getting mixed in there. But again, for the most part right now, it just looks like a wind and hail threat for Norman and the South Metro. But again, we're keeping an eye on it. Yeah, still looks like mostly just wind and hail. And really, there's not even a severe thunderstorm warning on it right now, so nothing above 55 miles an hour. Would all be below 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Still enough to blow trampolines around and trash cans and all that, so hopefully you guys were able to get all that secured. Just be careful sitting out on the porch, Bob, and watch out for lightning. Don't get struck by lightning. Light hail and more about 15 minutes ago. Just got an alert for more hail. Yeah, there could be some small hail. I wouldn't expect really any greater than pea size, and certainly I don't think I'd expect anything about pea size though. I think you're good to go to sleep in North Tulsa, Faro. Again, just have a way to receive warnings overnight. So if you have any kind of weather apps or just make sure your ringer's on for your EAS alert in case anything's issued. But I don't think that I think you're pretty much good. I don't see much happening behind the leading edge of that storm complex that moved through earlier. I do think the storm is trying to maybe form a mesocyclone and kind of re-intensifies. So again, we're going to continue to watch this. It's still not severe right now. It's still just a special weather statement out for it, but we'll see if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this storm in the next few minutes as it gets into an atmosphere again that hasn't been too worked over this evening. I mean, we're still sitting at 75 degrees in Norman right now, so as of the last update of that Mesonet site, so we're just going to continue to keep an eye on it. Again, there's an area of a little bit more higher precipitation there, but still the lightning is not impressive with it. So again, it could just be an area of higher reflectivity, higher, heavier rain, but just a few more minutes, JC, and you should be able to go to bed. Like I said, once the leading edge goes through, I think you're fine. I just wait a few more minutes and just wait on it to let it cross over I-35 corridor at least. But again, right now it's more of a wind and hail threat. Just kind of watching it. Making sure nothing funky happens as it moves into this atmosphere that hasn't been worked over. Well, I'm glad we're getting the rain right now, as opposed to trying to play catch up later in the summer. Yeah, the wind. There's definitely probably going to be some strong winds in West OKC right now, or Southwest OKC. Again, the leading edge of the storm's getting ready to move through, so that there's going to be some strong winds with probably about 50, 55 mile an hour winds. I would be surprised if we get any gusts of severe, which 60 mile an hour is considered severe wind gusts. The storm's a far cry from where it was earlier when it was out northwest Oklahoma. So yeah, you're probably getting this wind right here. That's going to be west Oklahoma City, and I might actually try to. Well, that camera there is actually at Meridian and I-40 that I have on the bottom. So the bottom right corner is actually Meridian and I-40. So that's what it's looking like there right now. How's it going, Awesome Gaming? Appreciate you watching. So yeah, some stronger winds are probably about to move in and more too. Probably 50, 55, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Again, I would be surprised if there's anything above even that. But a little bit of pocket of stronger winds there. Getting ready to move into more. And then maybe another pocket here, getting ready to cross the I-44 corridor as well. North of 240. So kind of this will eventually probably be moving a little bit more towards the south side of downtown. So if you're in that area, make sure trash cans are secured, trampolines are secured, that sort of thing. Wind and hail just hit more, yeah. Yeah, should just be a small hail. Again, nothing really above severe limits for sure. Really though, I saw somebody asking in the chat a few minutes ago about Mays County. Right now it looks like just 50 mile an hour winds, and it looks like that storm is also dropped below severe limits. So we're quickly running out of severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We're down to 4. This has been the lowest amount of severe thunderstorm warnings that we've had all night. So that's certainly a good thing. Certainly a good thing that we're starting to wind things down a little bit. It looks like we're getting a little bit more of a bowing feature as this line approaches the I-35 corridor. So we could have some stronger winds as this line approaches I-35. Right now, it looks like probably no greater than 50 mile an hour winds, but that can still do some damage, blow some trash cans around and stuff. So just keep an eye out on that. It looks like the storm is still severe right now, but it looks like they have continued it with a special weather statement. So I'm not sure if they're going to reissue the severe thunderstorm warning or not. But really, all the stuff moving through Tulsa right now is below severe limits. Everything in Tulsa right now is below severe limits. And again, that leading edge has gone through Tulsa. So really, I think the severe threat for Tulsa is pretty much wound down. There's still that gust front pushing through the Shawnee area too. So really, the severe threat has pretty much been limited there as well. Again, anywhere where there's a gust front out ahead of it, it's very unlikely to produce a tornado. And the gust front is these very small bands of rain out ahead of the storm here that really goes through Shawnee and even a little bit further than that. So again, anything out ahead of that's getting rain cooled. Acts like almost a mini cold front. So kind of storm's getting undercut, and it's not going to be able to pull in all that warm, moist air that it needs to be a strong storm. But again, the storm's right on the I-35 corridor right now. Still probably maybe a little bit of very, very small hail, if anything at all. But it's definitely raining hard. You can see it on that Oklahoma City traffic camera, and a little bit of lightning in there as well. That camera is going to be at the I-40 and Meridian. We'll go back down to the Bixby storm. But really, everything up there in the Tulsa metro area is pretty much, yeah. Really, it's pretty tame. It's just a big cluster of storms. It's not really a hook. And they did put a special weather statement on that, but again, it's just for 55-mile-an-hour winds, really. It's just winds out ahead of it. There is a report of ping pong ball size hail, though, near Vega, Texas, at about 3:50 a.m., so about almost 30 minutes ago. Ping pong ball size hail near Oldham County, Texas. And I think that's what that storm that we were talking about earlier, kind of out by Potter County, where Amarillo is. But really, the Bixby area looks pretty much okay right now. Don't see anything really all that impressive with that storm. Trying to get the Tulsa radar site to open up. I think the village is fine. Maybe a little bit of wind and rain. There is a large tree blown down in a front yard, reported at about 3:50 as well, near Vega. That's where I was talking about that ping pong ball size hail report out there near Amarillo area. Let me go back down to Norman. Yeah, edge of the storms passed through Norman for the most part. I think you're fine. Again, could have a little bit of gusty wind, but really it's not anything overly exciting right now. Again, you got that gust front, so could see a little bit of hail, but for the most part, I think you're fine. I can hear the wind, I can hear the rain at my house now. Looks like multicolored chicken tenders going across the screen. Yep. I would agree. We're still back down to, well, we're now up to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's going to be a new one that was just issued for Armstrong, Carson, Deaf Smith, Older, Potter, and Randall counties back in Texas in the Amarillo area. So still some severe thunderstorm warnings out there, but it's really for that one's just barely even on the severe limits there. That one's barely even on the severe limits. It's at 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, really, which is at the minimum threshold you need for severe. So it's barely severe right now back in Texas. That's kind of the trend with everything right now. Anything that's severe right now is just, there's no tornado warnings whatsoever right now, which is definitely a good thing. Still trying to get Tulsa radar to load. And just like that, we're back down to 4 again. They expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Chautauqua, Elk, Labette, and Montgomery counties in Kansas. And then they also expired a severe thunderstorm warning for Oldham and Potter. I think that's that one we talked about earlier. They let those expire. Pretty windy in Norman with some hard rain. Yep. Again, that's everything's sub-severe right now in Oklahoma for the most part. There's not really anything crazy. Except, I mean, there's that one in far northeastern Oklahoma, but it's really also not all that crazy. Just really some heavy rain on the leading edge of that storm. But again, for the most part, there's nothing severe. There is also just want to point this out too. I do think Twin Lakes and Crescent is safe. Twin Lakes and Crescent is safe. It's really again just a big shield of rain back here, and nothing severe back in there. There could be some hail and very very small hail back in there later tonight, but for the most part, the atmosphere has been worked over. And the hail threat is much lower than it was earlier, as well as the tornado threat. Still tornado watch in effect until 6 a.m., but I think at this point, I don't know if they're going to actually start trimming any counties out of that, or if they're just going to kind of let it expire at 6 in the morning. But really, I don't see much of a tornado threat right now. I don't see much of a tornado threat evolving right now. It's again mostly a wind and hail threat. But again, it's mostly just wind and rain. Wind and rain. There was a storm report, too, at about 2:49 this morning, so about nearly 2 hours ago. A report of thunderstorm wind damage in downtown Tulsa. 4-inch tree limbs reported down along with power outage. That was reported via social media, according to the National Weather Service. So there was some storm damage back in Wichita, Kansas, but luckily it sounds like it's just some 4-inch tree limbs. That's not too bad. So, again, there were some gusty winds up there, 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts. I'm not sure if Colorado ended up getting any tornadoes earlier. I think they did. I was at work, though, this evening, so I wasn't really able to pay too much attention to what was going on out there. So, I was not live earlier. I didn't go live until about 2 hours or so ago, or whenever this live stream started. I do believe Tulsa is okay right now, and I think OKC and the Village are both clear. The leading edge of this storm has moved through the Village and OKC, so I think you're pretty good. Again, it's taken on more of a bow echo shape, so everything out ahead of this is really just going to be a wind threat. Again, along the leading edge of this, that would be where our tornado threat would be along the leading edge of this. Again, we're just kind of looking for going up and down the line, kind of just looking for anything that looks really concerning. But again, it's so bowed out right now. I think it's really going to be more of just a wind threat at this point. I think it's more of a wind threat. But again, northeast Oklahoma is there's still a severe thunderstorm warning out there right now. But it's, again, still for 60 mile an hour winds, and I don't even know if there's any hail on this warning or not, really. I think mostly it's going to be 60 mile an hour winds along the leading edge of that storm. Sirens might have been going off in Tulsa for hail and wind, probably because of severe thunderstorm winds, but there's no tornado in Tulsa. I can tell you that right now. So, yeah, that severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Oklahoma is going to be for 60 mile an hour winds, so borderline severe. I would be surprised if they even continue that warning. They're probably going to replace that also with a special weather statement. Yeah, no, it could also be a flash flood warning if they have issued a flash flood warning, but again, there's no tornadoes in Tulsa, so if the sirens are going off down there, it is not due to any tornadoes. They activate those sirens, by the way, for things other than just tornadoes. I know that's kind of a common misconception, but they activate them for things other than tornadoes as well. Norman and Cleveland County are almost in the clear, Davey. Norman and Cleveland County are almost in the clear now. And again, it's mostly right now just a wind threat and hail threat. Yeah, the rain should be slowing down. It's pretty fast moving complex of storms. And they're starting to cancel some more counties out of the tornado watch. So they've canceled Osage, Pawnee, and Washington counties in northeastern Oklahoma. So again, pretty much as that leading edge of storms moves through, pretty much you're not talking about a whole lot more possible after. I think Joplin's pretty much in the clear. It's a lot more rain cooled than it was earlier, so I think Joplin's probably fine. Joplin should be okay. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to pull up the SPC outlook for today. I want to show you guys the SPC outlook real quick. Since everything's pretty much wound down, I mean, we really only have, I think, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings left at this point. So hopefully this will let me put this back in here. I don't know if this is going to let me pull it back up there, but that should be fine. So this is the current models as of right now. We have looks like an enhanced risk back that runs from extreme eastern Oklahoma, which is presumably from this morning storms, into Arkansas, back into Tennessee, and down into northeastern and northern Georgia, back to northern Alabama and northern Mississippi, and again back into Arkansas. So that's the area circled in white. that is an enhanced risk of severe weather today. So there's a possibility that we will go live later today. And really just looking at the models right now, this is, let's see. Let's see if this will let me fast forward. Well, that's the SPC outlook, I think, that is bouncing around. And they're still continuing to cancel more counties out of the watch. They've canceled Garfield, Kay, and Noble. So if you're in those counties, you should be fine. You can just see it looks like it's a cluster of storms that this looks like really today's threat is tonight's cluster of storms just going off into eventually Arkansas, making its way into Tennessee, and eventually places like Huntsville and Gainesville. But I think it'll re-intensify later this afternoon. But I think what we'll have to watch for also later this afternoon is any storms that want to pop up out ahead of that line later this afternoon. Anything that forms out ahead of the line has a possibility of being severe. We also could see possibly even some supercells try and develop down near the to the west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area down into southwestern portions of North Texas later this afternoon, and maybe even a stray supercell back up into the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles later on. So that's just kind of, I just want to show you guys that. That's today's severe weather outlook. Looks like it's mostly just this cluster of storms that's going to maybe stick together. It could fall apart and just see new storms redevelop later this afternoon. So stay weather aware if you're in that enhanced risk. As far as OKC Metro goes right now, it's mostly just rain and wind. Again, nothing severe right now in central Oklahoma. Really nothing all that severe right now. Oops, bump that. Yeah, it really, again, everything's really started to wind down. We've only got 2 active severe thunderstorm warnings anywhere in the United States and 0 tornado warnings. So that's certainly good news. And the only active severe thunderstorm warning right now is the one up in northeastern Oklahoma. And I don't even know that they're going to reissue that one. It's very far cry from what it was earlier. It's a very, very huge far cry from what it was earlier. Tulsa is still under the tornado watch. They have not officially canceled it yet, but I would expect them to cancel it here shortly, or either that or they're going to let it continue, but I really don't see much of a tornado threat left for Tulsa tonight. Again, that leading edge of storms was really the biggest concern as far as the tornado threat goes, and really I think it's just a rain event until rain and lightning event until the remainder of the moisture clears out. So I think you're pretty much fine in Tulsa. Tulsa looks to be in good shape right now. Tulsa looks to be in good shape. See if I can find another camera, because that one's been... We've been on that one for a few minutes. But yeah, Tulsa, like I said, looks to be in pretty good shape. I would say you're pretty much fine. Maybe if I can get this to load. Just trying to find a new camera here. Maybe something with the skyline in it. That's downtown Tulsa. It's very quiet there. There's the IDL. Just trying to see what cameras I can find real quick. That should show downtown. Yep, there we go. That's downtown Tulsa. We'll just keep it on this one for now. And then OKC camera is also pretty tame as well. Unfortunately, there's not any cameras down near the Norman area. Ada looks, I think, pretty fine for the most part. I don't see much happening. I really don't see much happening at all right now. All the storms, now every storm in Oklahoma is actually sub-severe. We actually have, for the first time in a while tonight, we actually have 0 severe thunderstorm warnings in Oklahoma. So that's certainly some good news. So we are right now in pretty good shape in Oklahoma, I would say. I would definitely say we're in good shape right now. Trying to do the same thing in Oklahoma City, just show you guys just a live shot real quick. There's downtown OKC. So still some rain and a little bit of lightning in downtown OKC, but for the most part, we're in good shape. And they're canceling more counties out of the tornado watch. They've canceled Gray, Hemphill, Lipscomb, Ochiltree, Roberts, and Wheeler counties in Texas. So, like I said, I expect them to continue to just chop the tornado watch back. And really, this Amarillo storm is really only warned for this hail core right here. I don't see very much in the way of rotation with this one. It's really just hail. I don't see anything really tornadic with that. It's just hail. I think Shoto's pretty good too. I think Shoto's in good. I think Shoto's in good shape. Looks like they are going to continue this severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail. So even this one is starting to tick down, and this is the one that had pretty large hail on it earlier. Yes, James, this is live for now. I probably won't be live much longer because I do want to get up at a decent time tomorrow and try and maybe film a forecast video over on my other channel, Chase Tracks Weather, and also because I will be potentially live streaming tomorrow as well, so I want to make sure that I'm actually rested up so I can go as long tomorrow as I need to. But we only have one more active severe thunderstorm warning in the entire country. And it's this one in Amarillo, and they're going to continue that one. And again, it's for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So really, again, I think we're in really good shape right now. And I don't see much of a tornado threat with this one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Even that one in Missouri is gone too. But we will have to continue to just watch the situation for Saturday, see how it kind of evolves. It's going to be dependent on Situation for Saturday is going to be dependent on a few things. It's going to be dependent on these storms tonight and how this complex kind of evolves throughout the morning hours. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we got to watch for is just kind of how the cluster of storms evolves and all that over the morning. So I think Southwest Missouri is good to sleep. Yes, I think Southwest Missouri is good to sleep. Yeah. Like I said, I expect them to cut some more of the tornado watch out. I think they'll cut some more of it out in the next few hours. But really, I think we're in good shape pretty much everywhere. Again, still some strong thunderstorms out there in Oklahoma and still that severe thunderstorm warning back in Amarillo. But other than that, I think we are in very good shape right now. You're very welcome. Southern Trucker, it would take a lot of time to explain how to read radar. Maybe I can try to make a video on it though. I think it'd be kind of hard to do on the live stream. Emotions, Tulsa, Owasso, and Claremore is looking great right now. I think the severe threat is pretty much over for those areas. Again, we only have one severe thunderstorm warning left, and it's the one back there in the Amarillo metro. So really, we're in great shape everywhere. We're in very good shape everywhere. Absolutely. I'm glad I could be there and help everybody out. And thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate everybody watching tonight. I think Muskogee is good to go to sleep. I don't think much is going to happen in Muskogee. Yeah, I think Muskogee is pretty good. I think Muskogee is in great shape. I think you guys are. I think you're in great shape. Yeah, Southern Trucker, just subscribe to the other channel, and if I make a video, you'll be able to see it there. Absolutely. I'm glad I could be there for you guys. So, yeah, like I said, I think things are starting to wind down quite a bit. I don't see much else happening in the way of severe, at least for the time being. I mean, everything in Oklahoma is pretty much trended down, and I personally think it's going to stay that way. I think we're really in good shape. Arkansas also, I think, is in good shape. Most of these storms are multicellular, just clusters of storms, so I don't see them being much of a problem. But with that said, make sure you have a way to receive the latest watches and warnings tonight, overnight. Make so that you can keep your family safe and make the most informed decision possible to keep you and your family safe. And again, thank you everybody for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it. Make sure to go and subscribe to the other channel again, Chase Tracks Weather. That's where all the weather content is going to be living. As soon as I can start going live on the other channel, I'm going to be doing that. So just go subscribe over there. Make sure to hit the notification bell so when I do start going live over there and when I start posting content over there, you'll be the first to know by hitting that notification bell. Because I do plan to start doing some forecast videos. It takes a little bit of time to make those happen, so that's why I haven't been able to start doing them just yet. But I might try to do one tomorrow morning regarding tomorrow's severe weather. But we'll see what time I end up waking up. It is currently almost 5 in the morning here, so that would mean I only get a couple hours of sleep. But I definitely want to be in good shape for tomorrow in case I do go live, which looks like it is a possibility that I go live tomorrow afternoon. But again, I think we are in good shape. So everybody make sure to go check out Chase Tracks Weather. That's my weather channel over here there on YouTube. The link to the new channel is down in the description below. Again, that's Chase Tracks Weather. And that's where my weather content will be living very, very soon, exclusively. I think the line for Rogers, Arkansas is pretty much fine. Again, it's also the same thing, kind of multi-cluster, and I don't think Rogers is under a tornado watch, if I'm correct. I'm not sure on that. I'm trying to zoom in. But yeah, all my future weather content will be, as soon as I start live streaming on that channel, will be on that channel. And this will just be amateur radio stuff once again. Let's see, where's Rogers? Yeah, all this stuff looks to just be clusters of storms. I really don't see much in the way of severe weather. Again, like I said, make sure you have ways to receive watches and warnings overnight. If you're in any of the SPC outlooks, make sure you have ways to receive watches and warnings overnight. But yeah, like I said, I want to get out of here so that I can wake up at a decent hour and maybe try to put a forecast video together and hopefully go live tomorrow. That's the plan right now, is to be live tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I do also plan... Let me double check it real quick, actually. Let's see. Let me look at Sunday real quick. I think Sunday's still looking like a... Yeah, looks like I'm probably going to be live on Sunday as well. More than likely. Looks like Sunday I'll be live too, probably. So if I'm not live tomorrow, I will be live on Sunday. It looks like. I also have to keep an eye on it. Like I said, I'm going to try to do some forecast videos. I will try to do some forecast videos. But yeah, I think that is a wrap for tonight, guys. Since everything's pretty much wound down. Again, Amarillo still has the one lone severe thunderstorm warning in the entire country right now. So if you're in that area, just keep an eye to the sky tonight. Have a way to receive warnings. But I think for the most part, I think everything else is wound down. Again, tomorrow does look like a severe weather day. Again, live stream is possible tomorrow. I hope to have a forecast video out in the morning if I'm able to, or later this morning. And then again, Sunday also looks like a possible day for live streaming as well. Monday, unfortunately, I have to work, so I won't be able to go live. But if anything happens Monday night, there's a possibility I might be able to go live after work, which would be late in the night. We'll just have to see. But again, I appreciate everybody watching. And I thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure, again, to go check out the new channel, Chase Tracks Weather. That's Chase Tracks Weather here on YouTube. Again, that's going to be where all my future content is going to be. Eventually, there's not going to be any weather content posted to this channel, or at least very little posted on this channel, unless it is related to amateur radio. So the new channel, again, is linked down in the description below. That is where everything weather related of mine is going to live in the future, forecast videos and these live streams as well. I hope everybody has a safe night. Again, as I mentioned earlier, there is a possibility of some flash flooding with some of these storms training over areas that have received rainfall in previous storms the last few days and weeks. So make sure you're turning around, don't drown. It's not worth going through any water covering the road. So make sure, again, to turn around, don't drown. Be safe tonight. Have ways to receive watches and warnings and all that good stuff. And, yeah. I hope everybody has a very safe night. I hope everybody continues to have a safe night tonight. And we need the rain, so hopefully if we get some rain, no flooding, no severe. We need to catch up on the rain, though, before it gets too late in the season. So I hope all you guys have a great night. Again, thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, have a great night. Be safe. Peace.